inside the Orange County Sportsplex as we get ready to watch the NC State Wolfpack take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins. And Drew, we went through it in the post game, but we have literally a laundry list in front of us of NC State injuries. Very quickly before we get play started, let's go down that list again for everyone who's watching.
Quite literally, it starts for the defense. Joe Panzel is out for the season with a broken collarbone. Jack McDonald will not play tonight after having been concussed earlier in the season. Danny Blue is listed and will play tonight, although despite the fact he is nursing a hand and wrist injury, Will Bieberdorf is ill this evening. He is dressed but expected to only play limited time. Andrew Cook was a game time decision. He is not on the starting roster for NC State, at least the starting five that will be out there. Matt Oakley is done for the rest of the season with a separated shoulder. And that's it. It seems like we never get to the end of that list, but it will certainly require Coach Mike Gazzillo to do a whole lot of line shuffling, and we'll see what that leads to eventually.
And that's one of the things that Coach Gazzillo told us before the game, was that this team would be shorthanded tonight. They only have one full line that usually plays. It's their red line of Garrett Sunda, Alec Engel, and Danny Fredenberg, who just went off last week for 10 combined goals in the game, in the Duke game last week. We'll see how it goes tonight. They will be the starting lineup, and it looks like Mackie Heyman will be starting at defense. His partner will be Reed Farhat, two guys who started the season as forwards, as offensive players, now back on defense, and that confirms that Andrew Cook will not be here tonight if Mackie Heyman is back on defense.
Well, that's at least what you would be tempted to say, unless Heyman is just getting experience at the position just in case. But sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. It's going to be a barn burner, Chris.
Absolutely, and we're underway very quickly. NC State into the zone. One-timer shot off the stick of Jackson, and he bats it away with the blocker. That puck hops over the stick of Mackie Heyman, and a breakaway for the Tar Heels, and a great play made by Farhat to poke that one away from Shane Doolin. But the Tar Heels will hold the zone. They throw it deep. Picked up by Heyman in the far corner. He'll get it up the boards for Fredenberg. The pass too long, and it's held in there by North Carolina. Now along the near boards with it, Alec Engel. He leaves it for Farhat and goes behind the net for Heyman. Heyman circling, shakes a man off, still looking for an outlet pass. He finds Sunda up the middle, goes through his skates and can't hold on, so NC State will have to regroup back in their zone. Picked up now by Heyman as we're about a minute into this contest. He'll bring it up with some space. Down the near side, floats it in, off the glove of Fredenberg, who brings it in. Centering pass for Sunda, right in on goal. The backhander gloved by Jackson, and he will hold on for the first whistle.
That's something State's got to be extremely careful about. John Jackson is a quality netminder, but he has absolutely zero rebound control. The worst thing the Pack can do is put it right into his glove hand.
You're absolutely right. That's the way NC State scored 6 on him last time. Get the puck on and find the rebounds. Face-off won by the Tar Heels, immediately brought out by Gelletley down the far side. He brings it down, backhander in on Murbach, who will be starting in net tonight. Goes wide, and NC State looks to clear it out. Ariema with it, gives it to Gelletley in the slot. Loose puck, shot blocked off the skate of Bly, and he'll pick it up in the far corner. Regrouping now in the neutral zone, the Tar Heels. Cross-ice pass there, looking for Hawkins, skips off his stick, and NC State will have to regroup in their own end as Carolina dumps it deep. Picked up behind the net by Kren, up the near boards, and thrown deep. NC State struggling right now, Drew, to get it out of their own zone. This is a problem we saw them have after the turn of the year, struggling to break the puck out, and it's really what the catalyst. It's really the catalyst for their offense, getting this puck out of the zone.
Those first passes are incredibly key, and if State cannot complete those, it's going to be a long night.
Well, they battle for it far corner. Banashevitz in there for NC State. He's up against number 26, Jacob Green. The puck skitters behind the net, where it'll be picked up by Sean Bly, given for Banashevitz, who shovels it up the boards for Gallagher. Stalled at the blue line momentarily, but NC State pokes it out. But not until North Carolina is able to knock it back in, and we have a whistle. And it's hard to tell from our vantage point. It looks like it was offsides. It is hard to tell from our vantage point here, Drew, what's going on down in that far corner on our side of the ice because of where we are standing. But it does look like it was offsides, and the faceoff comes out. Zach Klein will take a faceoff for NC State. up against Sam Reinhard. Klein wins the face-off, back to the defense. They try to clear in the skates of Bieberdorf. He gets it, though, to Christoph, up to Klein, and Klein is offsides. Really sloppy play to start the game for both squads, as NC State struggling to get out of their zone, but even North Carolina struggling to control the puck fully and get some pressure on the Wolfpack when they have it in the offensive zone.
Well, don't discount the atmosphere as well, Chris. We had talked about it last time we were here against Duke. This is very choppy ice. It's an uneven surface that quite honestly is unfit for Division II collegiate hockey. We've seen twice now the puck is hopping, taking some awkward caroms, and that's playing a part in this game. In
come the Tar Heels, backhander in, handled by Murbach. And behind the net, they battle for it. There's a whistle. And we'll see what the call is. Looks like the linesman or the referee, whoever it was that made the call, was on this side of the ice. So we could not see what the call was. Maybe a hand pass. Looks like it was probably a hand pass. The puck comes out of the zone. And the face-off again won by NC State. They clear it up and out, but immediately thrown back in by Nick Keith, and he throws it out of play. So far, NC State seems to be suffering a few woes, and that's not good to see. They're going to have to find a way to start working around the injuries, get some team chemistry on their lines. If they're able to do so, it should be fairly smooth sailing, but without that, State's going to have some issues, Chris. Absolutely right. NC State will dump it deep. That was Zach Klein. Didn't cross the red line first before throwing it deep, so it'll be an icing call. 16:50 left in the first period, a scoreless game so far. And NC State will be forced to take the face-off in their own zone to the glove side of Eric Murbach. And this is where North Carolina wants to keep it, Chris. If they can keep it low scoring, they'll try to win it at the end like they have so many times this year. And that's exactly what NC State likes to avoid. Nick Kamara said it after the Miami game. NC State does not win many low-scoring games. They will poke it out. Bieberdorf gets it out, pressuring number 10, Shane Doolin. And he will ultimately turn it over to Zach Klein, but Zach Klein has it poked away. Now in comes Hamel. A.J. Hamel centering pass. Can't find his man, just out of the reach of the Tar Heel player in front, and they'll go at it in the corner now. Puck still loose. Klein battling for it now with Hamel. Hamel is able to work it behind the net. Gets it out in front, but it's picked up by Klein, and he'll bring it out. NC State, if they hurry, it's an odd-man rush. Swatted away and into the corner. Now it will be brought by Mackie Heyman. He's pressured there by Nick Keith, and he will eventually get it out. So Mackie Heyman still on the forecheck. NC State top line out there right now of Fredenberg, Engel, and Sunda. And they'll look to get this energy level back up, because right now, Drew, not much energy from this team. No, there's most certainly not. State's got to find a way to get themselves into the game. And it doesn't have to be anything big. A good pass, a quality scoring opportunity, even a big hit. Something has to happen. They will play with it, neutralized. Engel will dump it deep. In comes Fredenberg with speed. He picks up the puck behind the net. Centering pass, nobody there to put it home. Trying to clear it out, the Tar Heels. Kept in by Farhat. He'll dump it into the corner for Fredenberg. Gives it along the sideboard to Engel. Centering pass intended for Sunda. Broken up by Grayfius, and it will be brought out by the Tar Heels. Grayfius along the far half boards. He looks to center, off the skate of a Wolfpack player. I believe it was Sunda, and into the corner, and NC State will gain possession and bring it out. Fredenberg dances around, one man coming in. He's got Heyman far side. Centering pass blocked by the shin of number 14, Alex Keith. Trying to break it out, the Tar Heels picked off by Engel. He plays catch with Fredenberg and loses it, and Gelletley will bring it up along the far side. He'll take a wrist shot off the shin of Farhat and into the corner. Sunda plays with it now. He'll clear it up the half boards, and it gets out for Fredenberg in neutral ice. Now Sunda with it. He crosses the blue line and just dumps it deep. He'll go off for a change. Gallagher now pressing for NC State. He'll come in on Keith as they try to work it out. Keith gets it up for Gupta. And Gupta will try to race around Kren. Great job by Kren to use his body position to keep him away from the puck. Bringing it out now, NC State, Dan Blue. In he comes, poked away though by Barron. NC State with it in the corner. Centering pass, swatted away. Still loose in the slot, but NC State can't capitalize on it. brought back out by the Tar Heels. That shot, bouncer, knocked away by Murbach. 13:40 left in the first period. Banashevitz will shovel the puck out of the zone and back out. With it at their own blue line, the Tar Heels. That's Haas, he leaves it off for Barron, giving it up to number 19, Ian Hawkins, who will dump it deep. Picked up by Bly in the corner. He's got some space, so he'll carry it out. Gives it up off the boards looking for Blue, but it was too long, and it was knocked back in by Ben Sizemore. Now with it, Bly. Cross-ice pass for Mitchell Gallagher. His pass up the ice intended for Banashevitz. Can't quite find him, though. Dumped back in by the Tar Heels' Ed Barron, and they battle for it in the corner. NC State trying to get it out. Stuck in the corner, but NC State will bring it back. Zach Klein, his wrist shot off the stick of a defenseman. I believe it was number 14, Alex Keith, and up and out of play. But it looked like Sean Bly not happy after that play. He was getting pinned down in the corner, and the Tar Heel player was not letting him up. It might have been number 16, Aaron Cook.
And Chris, I want to bring up something real quick here before the face-off. The North Carolina forecheck has been incredibly on point thus far. They're pressing in a 1-2-2. It's been an outstanding job. So give credit where credit is due. The Tar Heels have played very well up to this point.
Sam Reinhard goes cross-ice off the boards. The NC State fans down there went offsides. They're not going to get it. So they thought Ben Sizemore was offsides. But the Tar Heels will control it down in the corner. They battle for it. NC State can't get it out. Wrist shot from the slot, blockered away by Murbach. That shot coming from Shane Doolin. And now another one in on Murbach, and he will hold on for the whistle. But Drew, NC State really lacking energy right now, it seems like. They just don't seem to be in the game right now.
They're sluggish, they're slow, they have absolutely no pop, no pep in their step. This is disappointing. For Mike Gazzillo, this is not what he wanted to see. Clearly, there's some piece that's out of the roster right here tonight, and they need to get that piece back in a big-time way soon.
Well, the puck was dropped, and then the whistle was blown. Something was off, maybe a player's alignment. It looks like it was in alignment. His Doolin will get tossed from the circle, and in to take his place, A.J. Hamnell. He will take the face-off against Engel. Engel wins it back to Sunda, I believe. And it was cleared out. Excuse me, that was Chris Wing who cleared it out, but NC State thwarted at the Tar Heel blue line. Gupta picks it off. He'll bring it in. Guarded by Wing. Wrist shot. Sticked away by Murbach. Into the corner now. Stryker with it. He's trying to get it out. Pressured there by Doolin. Doolin will take it away, but right there to take it back is Engel. Centering pass, wrist shot on from Hamel, and it's held on to by Murbach. Murbach being tested early here, Drew, and he's been up to the task so far.
Without a doubt, there haven't been a whole lot of shots on net per se, but he's had to move, and all of a sudden now Carolina is opening up opportunities to fire the puck in on the State net. This is where State needs to start panicking and finding a way to clear it out quickly.
Well, it will be another defensive zone face-off. This one taken by Blue. Up against Ariema, the captain of this Tar Heel squad, and Ariema wins the face-off. Centering pass shot, stopped by Murbach, sprawling for it, trying to cover up. He can't find it. They battle for it. Now the whistle is finally blown. But just absolute chaos in front. Well done by Eric Murbach to find that puck and hold on.
No, he's channeling his inner Dominic Hasek after that save. Simply outstanding awareness to find the puck. He sprawled out along the goal line. It's a miracle it didn't go in. Great job by Murbs and net.
All right, 11:35 left in the game, and yet another defensive face-off for NC State. They lose it again. Tar Heels looking to score. Glove save by Murbach. What a glove save. Flashing the leather on Gellatley. A great chance there, but again, Murbach watches that one all the way into the glove and makes the save.
Yeah, Chris, and Gellatley is going for his 30th goal on the season. He already has the North Carolina team record. It will be outstanding accomplishment for him if he's able to get the 30th tonight.
They battle for it in the corner. Farhat there for NC State along with Blue. Blue will come away with it, tries to get it out, but it gives it right to a Tar Heel player, and that was Ariema. His shot, though, swallowed by Murbach. And Drew, I have to ask you a question. NC State hasn't given up a goal yet, so there's no need to really panic. But does Coach Mike Gazzillo think about using a timeout here soon?
I don't think so. The good news is the goaltender's covering up the puck. He's able to get his rosters out there. He's able to get the lines he wants, the matchups he wants. Now, if State was being forced to ice the puck, I'd say absolutely, because it looks like dire straits for the men in black right now.
NC State will come away with the puck off the face-off here. Tripped up is Heyman, and he's going to get the penalty. So a good chance here for NC State, as there's a tripping penalty coming to the Tar Heels. It looks like it will go to number 3, Ben Gerlitz.
And historically, Gerlitz has been an undisciplined player. He took a couple penalties in Raleigh, and that goes all the way back to the month of November. This is something that will kill Carolina's momentum, especially if they give up a goal to the best power play in the ACCHL right here.
Well, the best line possibly in the ACCHL out there now in Sunda, Fredenberg, and Engel. And you really have 5 forwards out there right now, Drew. You do have technically 2 guys playing defense for this game in Heyman and Farhat, but both of them started the season as forwards. So you really have 5 forwards out there right now for NC State. A good chance to use that firepower and put one in the back of the net.
And they're just going to look to move the puck as quickly as possible.
And we're going to get another penalty. It's going to be an interference call. This time it will be number 12, Vincent Boudreau. And that was just a dumb play there by Boudreau. He wouldn't let Fredenberg go. The puck was gone, and he did it right in front of the referee. You just can't do that. And now NC State is going to have a great chance to put the first one on the board.
If State wins this game close, you're going to look back to this sequence right here after Carolina has put 8 unanswered shots onto Eric Murbach, and now they're down 5-on-3 for 1:49.
Same 5 out there for NC State. Carolina wins the faceoff, and it's slapped out by Barron. Murbach will come out to set it on a tee for Farhat, who picks it up with speed. He'll bring it out, gives it to Heyman, who will bring it all the way across the blue line, tangled up with his teammate Engel. Fortunately, they don't give the puck away. Engel brings it into the zone, floats a pass far side to Fredenberg. He'll take a shot. Loose there, trickling in on net, and it's saved by the stick of a Carolina defenseman. NC State setting up again, now below the blue line, circling out, shot. Save made by Jackson on Sunda, but NC State gets it back. Heyman fans on the pass. He trips. REM is going to have a chance. He'll come in one-on-one with Farhat. Crosses around Farhat. Wrist shot wide of the net. A wasted opportunity there for Ariema. NC State regroups. 1 minute left on the power play. Or excuse me, the 5-on-3. 1:05 left on both power plays. Murbach will set it up now. And NC State will bring it out in the form of Kren. Pass up for Blue off his stick and right into the stick, onto the stick of Gupta, who will dump it deep.
And right now this NC State power play hasn't been impressive. They've got 1 quality scoring opportunity. Other than that, they've spent a lot of it down to their defensive end.
Still 22 seconds, or excuse me, 25 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Oh, and the shot from Banashevich just wide. He blocked Bly's slap shot from the point and redirected it, but it went wide. At the point, Kren, he goes cross ice for Bly. Back to Kren. Wrist shot on, save made, the rebound loose. Blue pokes at it, and it's not able to find the back of the net. Cleared out by Carolina. Good chance for NC State. It's now 5-on-4, 10 seconds left on the power play for NC State. Brought back out by Kren. He gets it up to Gallagher, poked away by Gelletley, but poked right back by Kren and thrown in by Gallagher. We're even strength again. 8:45 left in the first period, still a scoreless tie. Pass out by Gupta, intended for Grayfius. Hits him and is deflected into the NC State zone, where Bly will pick it up. He's tripped up on the play. No call coming, though, and they will battle for it in the corner. NC State still trying to get it out. Bly there fighting for it. Blue knocks his man off the puck and takes possession. He gets it up for Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf looks to center, poked away though, and brought back out by Greed. Greed centers. Good chance for Carolina. Save made by Murbach. Sprawling again. The puck's still loose. They poke away, and the referee not blowing the whistle. It is in the net, and Carolina takes the lead.
That's a tough one to give up. I'm not sure who's going to get the goal, Chris, but that's hack and whack time in the crease. We're a good 150 feet away down the other side of the ice. Murbach doesn't seem to be upset with a call. I think Carolina may have got a little bit of a hometown call right there, but if that puck was truly loose, you got to give credit where credit is due, and Baby Blue's up.
Absolutely. NC State needs to find a way, though, to get some more offense going, because that's what's really killing them right now. Their best defense, as is the best defense of any hockey team, is the offense. And it's not there right now. So you give up a little bit of a garbage goal where everyone's just poking at it, and now you find yourselves down, and North Carolina has all the momentum. Gupta trying to bring it up. Excuse me, that's Green. Now into the corner, wrist shot, pad save, rebound in front, great play by Murbach to recover and make the save. And he holds the score at 1-0.
Chris, I'm not sure how Carolina didn't get called for a penalty moving straight up and forward. It looked like it was number 26, Jake Green, who was ahead of the play, and he was pushing Michael Krenn back. That's an interference call right out of the textbook, and he got away with it there, pretty blatant.
Puck picked off in neutral ice by Klein. He'll dump it deep for Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf trying to get around his man. And he does. He comes away with the puck too, but he has it stolen away by the second man. That was number 12, Vincent Boudreau, and he gets it out. Chris Wing being pressured back in the NC State zone. 7:10 left in the first period. NC State down 1-0. Kristoff gets it up to Bieberdorf, who will bring it across the line. He's going to wind up. That one blocked at the defense. Kristoff will dump it deep. And he's having some words after he got hit late to the head.
And that was Gerlitz once again, Chris.
And I tell you, some of that stuff's just unacceptable. A puck's gone, you don't keep doing that. Into the corner now, Klein. Moves around Ariema, leaves it for Bieberdorf behind the net, and will circle into the far corner with it. He's pressured there by Ariema. And they will poke away in the corner. Puck still caught in between some skates. The referee ready to blow the whistle. Still holding off, though, to see if they can get it loose, and they do. Bieberdorf tries to get it in front to Stryker, and it's picked off. Floated out, where Sunda will grab it down. And he will come away with it, trying to gather speed. Still with the puck, Sunda, great stick work. He'll bring it down the far side. No one in front, so he'll shoot it on, and it will be melted down by Jackson, and NC State will have an offensive zone face-off.
Even more disappointing thing coming out of that sequence, that's only the 5th shot on goal for NC State this entire game. Just looking at the shot chart right here, total reversal from what the game was in Raleigh 3 months ago.
Well, NC State certainly not out of it yet. They're only down a goal, and this is the line that's been scoring as of late. Wrist shot just over the net, right off the face-off from Engel. It goes wide. But that zone is kept by Heyman, who did have a little bit of experience in juniors playing defense. That's why Coach Gazzillo has chosen him to play back on the back line for the Wolfpack tonight. Shot blocked by the skate of Fredenberg, and he'll bring it out with speed. Loses the puck, and it skitters all the way down to Barron. Cross ice for his man Hawkins, who will throw it deep. It's tipped, so there will be no icing call, and NC State will regroup behind their own net in the form of Farhat. 5.5 minutes left in the first period. NC State still trying to get it out. Engel now battling for it. Stolen away by Carolina in front. Wrist shot from Gelletley, stopped by Murbach. 5:15 left in the period. NC State still trying to get it out of their zone. Really struggling right now, and they can't go off for a change, because if they do, they leave themselves shorthanded momentarily. They battle for it along the near boards. Heyman wins the battle. He floats it up. Sunda, though, not ready for it, and it's picked up by Barron. He moves around one man, gets the pass up to Gelletley, who will take it off his skates. He'll bring it in. NC State back checking well, though, and no good scoring opportunity comes away for Carolina. Heyman will pick it up in the far corner in the NC State zone, gives it up to Engel, who will drop it right back for Heyman, who will throw it off the boards and out. Now with it, Banashevitz in neutral ice. He throws it deep, and NC State will try to establish a forecheck. Thrown around the boards by Boudreau as he finds Sizemore, who gets it up and out. Puck sitting right inside the zone, but picked up by Gallagher. He'll bring it back out. He gives it to Banashevitz. Banashevitz, wrist shot, blockered away by Jackson, who tripped momentarily, but he's okay. Right in front and being pushed into the net is Blue, and being held down there by number 16, Aaron Cook. He finally gets away. They battle for it again in the corner. Poked free, or it'll be picked up by Sizemore. Kept in at the point by Kren. His shot stopped by the stick of Jackson. Another shot from Banashevitz this time, also stopped by Jackson. This time, he will freeze it.
Finally, NC State gets a little bit of a rush. I don't know if you can see it. Our camera crew has done an excellent job. Those fans that are right back behind John Jackson, those aren't Carolina faithful. Those are NC State fans, and there are a whole lot of Wolfpack Nation out here tonight. It's insane.
One of them actually is Matt Oakley. We can see from here is back behind the net cheering on his team. NC State wins the faceoff. Wrist shot blocked away by Gupta. And there's another penalty coming. We'll see who it's again. Another one on Carolina. A cross check. And he's stunned. He doesn't know what happened. But it will be a cross-checking penalty. And it looks like it will be to number 10, Shane Doolin. Oh no, excuse me, he's not the one going on.
It'll be Nicholas Keith. That's number 2 headed to the box. And AJ Hamel wants to know what's up. I want to know what's up. There have been clear and blatant penalties that have not been called. That one's one you got to let go, in my opinion. That's something that happens behind the play. And this inconsistent officiating is proving to be quite the interesting variable in this game right now, Chris.
Yeah, and at least right now it's in favor of NC State. This will be their 3rd power play of the night, 0 for 2, as you can see with a goose egg on the scoreboard right now. But again, the top line out there. NC State can't come away with the faceoff. And it will be cleared out by Vincent. Glove down and held in by Farhat. Great play. He gets it far side to Fredenberg, who will circle with it at the point. Saucer pass looking for Engel. He just can't quite connect. Scooting in front is Sundo with the puck. Can't get the shot away, and it's cleared out by Gupta. 3:10 left in the period. 1:34 left on the power play. As NC State brings it back out, it's Heyman bringing it up the far side. Pressured there by Doolin. He circles at the point. Leaves it for Fredenberg along the half boards. He'll switch places with Engel. Down into the corner, Engel. Centering, looking for Fredenberg. Poked away by the stick of the Carolina defender. Floated out. And Farhat will come away with it. Pressured by Gupta. He loses it. Gupta's going to have a chance here. And he comes. Deeks. And he can't find the net. He misses. Great job by Reed Farhat to not allow him to have an angle. Back the other way quickly. Fredenberg. In front he comes. In the slot area. Leaves it for Engel. His shot blocked away by Jackson. Behind the net, Engel tries to center, doesn't get it through, so he'll circle back to the point, give it to Heyman. Wrist shot deflected, goes wide of the net, and picked up now by Farhat. Back behind the net for Fredenberg. He tries to stuff it. Still loose in front, they jam at it. There it is, and it's covered up. I couldn't tell where the puck went there, Drew, and it almost looked like a Carolina player dove on it. If you cover it in the crease, that's a penalty shot.
No, John Jackson actually did something very rare for a goaltender. He used his blocker hand to cover that puck. It won't count as a technical shot on net because Fredenberg actually trapped it up against the goalpost on the outside of the cage. That may be State's best scoring opportunity thus far, and it's good to see that line start to manufacture some offense.
I definitely agree with you there, as NC State will try to win this offensive zone faceoff. Looks like Blue tried to angle one in on net, unable to do so, and it's cleared back out by Alex Keith. Sent on a tee by Murbach with 24 seconds left in the power play. 1:54 left in the period. Striker trying to get up to Blue. They can't connect, and it's cleared right back out by Keith again. Wing up the boards for Banashevitz. He has it poked away, but he's able to get it deep. Now taken by Gallagher at the blue line. He finds Blue, finds Banashevitz circling in front. Save made, loose in front. Shot stopped. I believe it was the arm of Jackson that made that save. A great desperate play. And the slap shot from Striker deflected up into the meshing behind the net. Great hustle from the Carolina defense and goaltender to keep that one out of the net. That was a juicy rebound sitting right out in front and a wide open net.
Chris, that was not John Jackson at all. That was Michael Ariema, who dove straight across. The best way I know how to describe it, he looked like a third baseman playing the hot corner in baseball. Just stretches out, hits him right in the crest of the uniform. That's team defense right there. Impeccable job by the Tar Heels.
And into the circle early is Gerlitz. And so they will throw Haas out of the circle. Gerlitz will come in to replace him. Great job to force him, Gerlitz off the puck by Klein, but Carolina still comes away with it. Cross ice pass brought in by Green. Green will center, bouncing puck loose right in front of the crease, and Murbach leaves it for Kristoff. That shot blocked by Klein. He'll bring it up with speed. He's got Bieberdorf coming. He's going to come in, shoot, and that one goes high and wide, catches the glass. Klein with it again along the half boards for Bieberdorf. His centering pass picked off by Barron. And Gerlitz can't clear at the point, kept in by Krent. Down low with it now, Hawkins. Pressured by Kristoff. He goes behind the net, leaves it there for Barron, up the boards, and cleared all the way out by Green. Power play is over now, just 34 seconds left in the period. It's deep in the Carolina zone, picked up by Boudreau. Pressured by Sunday, he gives it up for Barron, who will bring it up the far wall. Oh, and Klein had Gupta lined up, but Gupta gets out of the way, and the pass intended for Gupta goes all the way down the ice for an icing call.
Now this is interesting. This is a strategy point for NC State. Face off in your offensive zone late in the period with your top line out there. If they're able to win this face-off, I wouldn't be surprised to see it moved up to the point and a shot straight back onto Jackson, then we see 5 crashing.
Well, we'll see what happens. 18.6 left in the period. And again, as you said, Drew, the top line out there for NC State, and Sunday, Engel, and Fredenberg. It looks like the face-off's supposed to go to Engel. They'll blow it dead. I tell you, Carolina, they're lucky they're not playing football right now because they'd be costing themselves a lot of yards with some false starts. They keep jumping into the circle early. That time it was number 11, AJ Hamel, who will come in to replace Doolin, the original centerman. Face-off, one back to Engel by Sunder. Wrist shot right into the gut of Jackson, and he holds on.
And you better believe that's the play State wanted, dropping it right back to Engel. And he's going to do the same thing again here, Chris.
Yes, here's the face-off from Sunday. Kicks it back, fast. They score! Tipped in by Fredenberg, I believe. And that was exactly what NC State wanted. Great job to get it on net, and a good job by Fredenberg to get a stick on it. And NC State ties the game with just 11.8 seconds to go in the period, and that will really hurt the Carolina psyche.
And that's one John Jackson's going to want to have back. That one beats him right through the wickets. And yes, it was a deflection, but it was a slow roller. Engel didn't get a lot on that shot, and Jackson's already shaking his head. It's a huge goal for NC State.
So NC State able to tie the game up here late. But one more chance coming for the Tar Heels. They get it deep into the corner, poked away by Kren, and they will pin it in the corner. Fredenberg will hold on. The clock will run out and the horn will sound. But NC State comes away with the goal late. Just 11 seconds left when they get it, and they have tied it up, Drew. That's a big momentum changer.
Yeah, it is. NC State is very lucky to be tied in this hockey game, though. North Carolina has had numerous opportunities. Granted, the shots on goal are only 12-12. Most of the play was spent down in the Carolina offensive zone. They made defensive plays as well. Had a little bit of puck luck on the home ice advantage. But NC State seems to have the momentum going into the intermission right now due to the fact they scored with 11 seconds left. It'll be interesting to see how both teams respond to a fairly sloppy first period.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about that in our first intermission report. We'll be right back with that. The score after one, NC State 1, North Carolina 1. You're watching NC State Hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Welcome back to the Orange County Sportsplex here in Hillsborough, North Carolina. For this first intermission report, I'm Chris Lehman alongside Drew Blevins. Drew, a sloppy period from both teams. Really slow start. What did you think of the period?
Well, sloppy may be the most polite way to put it. Both teams suffering from a ton of miscues, quite honestly. We saw it early. Certainly the ice is playing a part in it. A couple of pucks are hopping, taking some awkward carries, as we mentioned. NC State wasn't completing their breakout passes, and it ends up getting trapped in their defensive zone for a solid 3 minutes on end. And then they're very fortunate to be able to come back and score very late in the period, 19:49 in to be exact. That's why we're tied right here, Chris.
Well, it's that, and the fact that Eric Murbach has not let the North Carolina Tar Heels get any insurance. He's been playing spectacularly as of late. He's only played 2 games, or a game and a third this season, and He's looked great tonight. He's keeping the Wolfpack in this game.
Oh, without a doubt. He's flopping around like a fish, but he's somehow maintaining his focus. He's somehow able to keep the puck out of the net, and at the end of the day, that's all you can ask your goaltender to do. Right now, he is the best player for NC State on the ice, bar none.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the goal that NC State scores at the end of the period, just 11.8 seconds left in the period when they score that goal. What does that mean to them going into the locker room? Because they know that they can beat this team, and they know they can play better than they have been.
It's a huge mental boost for NC State to finally see something go right. Essentially, it's the only thing that went right that entire period. If you'll recall, they had a 5-on-3 power play. That failed. They had another power play late. That failed. And now you finally are able to get something to go your way, and it just happens to be in the biggest way possible by putting one on the net. Now that you've seen one go in, I think it's important to keep putting shots on the net, and most importantly, keep getting rebounds, because that is John Jackson's weak spot. If you're able to exploit that, it should be smooth sailing.
All right, and you covered it mostly, but what do you expect to see NC State do to come out to start this second period to try to turn the momentum around and take over this hockey game?
Honestly, I want to see him hit more. I want to see him be more physical. Carolina has won the physical battle by body positioning. Hadn't really seen any bone-crushing body checks yet. If State can get out there and start to play a little bit more physically, they're going to wear down the Tar Heels, and that will play extremely high to their advantage.
All right, well, we'll see what happens in the second period when we come back. This has been our first intermission report here on Wolfpack Sports Television. The score right now, after 20 minutes, NC State 1, North Carolina 1. We'll be right back. You're watching NC State Hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. The Orange County Sportsplex for the second period between the NC State Wolfpack and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Drew, NC State able to get a late goal to tie this one up. They're going to look to carry that momentum into this period.
Oh, without a doubt. And it's going to start by getting shots on the net, and if they're forced back in their defensive zone, they're going to have to start out-physicaling the Carolina Tar Heels.
NC State wins the face-off. The line of Sunda, Fredenberg, and Engel out there. And then you have Heyman and Farhat at the defense. So really, 5 forwards out on the ice for NC State. Should be looking for some offensive firepower here as they try to get the puck deep, unable to do so. They are stymied up at the blue line and trying to clear it out. The Tar Heels, number 12, Vincent Boudreau, and it looked like Fredenberg tried to glove it down and gloved it into the bench.
And Chris, this thought just occurred to me. You've alluded to 5 forwards on the ice when this line is out there. State's biggest weapon could be their biggest destruction piece as well, because none of these guys, except for Mackie Heyman, really have a ton of experience playing on the defensive line.
Wrist shot in from Fredenberg on the right wing, blockered down and held onto by John Jackson for a face-off, but at least a good energy to start this period, something we didn't see NC State start with in the first period. So good to see them getting the energy level back up. As they'll win the face-off, Alec Engel will throw it behind the net for Danny Fredenberg. Centering pass for Sunda, it's in his skates, and he can't get it on net. Back to Engel, he'll circle in front, backhander, oh no he didn't. Almost scored, Jackson looked behind him, and I'm not sure where that puck hit, that it bounced back out, but according to the referee, it did not go in the net.
I think that hit right on the front bar, although every NC State stick went up in celebration.
Thrown back in by Heyman, immediately turned back out by Boudreau. Loose in center ice, picked up by Farhat. He'll take it far side and dump it deep. Engel will give chase as Fredenberg will go off for a change, but it's immediately cleared back out by North Carolina. Handled by Farhat, cross ice for Heyman, who will float it out looking for Sunda, knocked away by Boudreau, picked up by Farhat, given to Engel, who will dump it deep, and the rest of the red line will come off for NC State. Banashevitz giving chase behind the net, picked up and cleared around the boards by Alex Keith, held in by Bly, backhand pass for Gallagher, who's having trouble getting away from Gupta. He gets into the corner, Banashevitz, wide open in front was Blue, but Banashevitz couldn't get it to him. Gupta will get it, bring it across the blue line into the NC State zone, throws an easy shot in on Murbach, who puts it into the corner, picked up along the half boards now by Carolina, poked away by Bly, picked up by Banashevitz. He'll give it up to Gallagher, looking for Blue, who will poke it deep. NC State will look to set up again in the offensive zone. Cleared out, and all the way down the ice by the Tar Heels, number 19, Ian Hawkins. Cross ice pass from Bly to Banashevich, who will backhand it back up and out. Dumped right back down. Floating in, icing waved off. Picked up now by Kren. Up the boards for Gallagher, who will poke it along. Banashevich giving chase, can't get to it though, and it's turned back out by North Carolina. Furthered along by Banashevich, NC State gets possession down low. Centering pass from Blue, picked off and thrown around off the boards and out past Michael Kren. Chris Wing will throw it deep. Jackson will set in on a tee for Ariema behind the net. Gelletley, Cherry picking up at the blue line. He'll pick the puck up, and it's poked away by Stryker. Bieberdorf gives it to Wing. He's hit hard by Gelletley in the corner, and he's slow to get up. We're going to get a penalty on Gelletley, and it's a roughing call, and that'll be another penalty to the Tar Heels, another power play for NC State, and Gelletley not so happy with the call.
And Chris, what's even more concerning is Chris Wing is still appearing to be a little woozy after that hit. He's a defenseman, and State has lost plenty of those already. They've got to protect their young freshman defenseman here. The Carolina bench is really not happy with that roughing call, but it's an unnecessary hit in your offensive zone. You just can't do that.
And it was borderline charging as well, as Gelletley had some time to get up some speed, so a good call there. And NC State will have their 4th power play of the night. They are yet to convert on one, though. Again, those 5 forwards out on the ice. You have Sunda flanked by Fredenberg and Engel, and behind them, Heyman and Farhat. Ariema will take the face off for the Tar Heels. To the glove side, one back by Heyman. Cross ice for Farhat. One-timer goes wide off the boards behind the net. Clearing attempt gets out as Farhat trips and is unable to hold on to the puck. He'll collect it at his own blue line, give it up into the skates of Sunda, who kicks it along, picked up by Engel. Engel centers for Sunda. Snapshot rather, sticked away by Jackson. Now a slap shot coming from Farhat off the pad of Jackson, and it's cleared back out by Boudreau. Heyman will collect it in his own corner, circle behind Murbach, and bring it out. He's got space, so he'll carry. Looking for a man, Engel, the long pass too long, and it will be an icing call as the puck goes all the way down the ice. There will be 1:16 left on the power play for NC State, 15:58 left in the second period.
Chris, this is also another big face-off for North Carolina. Crucial time of the penalty kill, right about the 1-minute mark. That's where a majority of goals are scored during the man advantage. Carolina wins the draw, a huge advantage.
And a shot that went wide, that one coming from number 10, Shane Doolin. Cleared out of the zone, a penalty coming to Danny Fredenberg as his stick got caught up in Ed Barron. And so we will play 4-on-4 hockey.
Yep, and there's absolutely no argument on that call. He got his stick caught up right around the breezers in the uniform. Yank and tug. That's a hooking call every time.
So we'll have 1 minute and 4 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then a 56-second power play for the Tar Heels. And since the penalty went against NC State, the face-off comes all the way down into their zone.
And now short-handed, NC State's got to be careful. They're going to try to put a speedier unit out there, I'd imagine, because the ice really opens up when you've got 8 guys out there instead of 10.
They've got Banashevich and Blue out there as the forward, Stryker and Bly, the defenseman. Face off one to Bly. He'll throw it off the boards, held in though there by Hawkins. Picked up behind the net now by Stryker. He dodges a hit from Doolin, gives it to Bly, up to Banashevich, who will bring it through the neutral zone. Down the left wing, he stops, looks back, cross-ice pass for Bly, tries to get it down deep into the corner for Blue, can't do so though. 40 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Bly with it at his own blue line, knocked down the pass was by Stryker, gives it to Blue. Blue knocked off the puck by Ariema, picked up by Doolin, and brought back out. Doolin brings it all the way into the zone. He's knocked off the puck, sprawling out to grab the puck is Murbach. And Blue not happy with Doolin right now, trying to go after him.
And this is what you knew was going to happen. These are two rivals going at each other. It's a chippy game. Blue's going to be the extraneous penalty here. I'm not sure if Carolina's going to get assessed one. And what Blue was upset about is the fact that Murbach took a shot well after the whistle.
Yeah, it did look like he took a slap from the stick of Doolin, and that's just uncalled for.
We'll see. There's certainly a whole lot of noise going on between the benches right now. And you know neither one of these schools likes each other. Not one bit.
And now Doolin trying to get his fans over there. They've got a sign over there to make fun of NC State, though I'm not sure what the joke is. As they've got a poster up there, Doolin trying to get it up, trying to get NC State riled up, and he certainly did so with Blue there. If you're Blue, you got to keep yourself under control. I know you want to defend your goaltender, but you put yourself down you will put yourself down 2 men for about 56 seconds. So not a smart play there, and fell into the trap that the Tar Heels laid down.
Well, Kristen, there's a fine line between standing up for your goaltender and taking a run at a guy, and there he crosses the line quite clearly. It's one thing to give a guy a tap after the play, give him a chirp and say, hey, you know, that's after the whistle, don't do that to my guy. It's quite another to go try to put a football tackle on him.
You're absolutely right there. So a 4-on-3 power play for 18 seconds for the Tar Heels. Doolin back at the point, gives it across for Barron. Time and space he's going to hold. Now he's going to wind. Lets up on that, though, and gives it back to Doolin. 6 seconds left on the 4-on-3. Barron, cross-ice one-timer, fanned on there by Ariema. The penalty is over to Gellatley. He's back on the ice, 5-on-3 for 52 seconds. Behind the net now, turning with it, Hamel. Cross-ice for Doolin. Can't handle the puck, doesn't get a shot away. Into the slot looking for Hamel. He's knocked off the puck by Stryker, up to Banashevich, who knocks it out, and a dumb play there by North Carolina. They're going to get another penalty. And that's just not thinking. That's Barron. After Banashevich gets rid of the puck, he goes and lays the hit on him, and it'll be an interference call.
And right on to Barron. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth, Chris. That's just not something you do. That's a non-cerebral play by North Carolina. This is going to cost you your 5-on-3, change it into a 4-on-3 for 30 seconds, then 4-on-4, and what you've actually done is given State an opportunity for an abbreviated power play, but a power play nonetheless.
And with the offensive power that NC State has, you can't give them any kind of power play, despite the fact that they have not played well. So a 4-on-3 for 30 seconds. Wrist shot in immediately, awkwardly held onto by the pads of Jackson, and he'll freeze the puck.
That's interesting. Jackson really did not look comfortable fielding that puck. Normally I would see a goaltender go down on the butterfly there. He opted to stand up, and it nearly beat him between the wickets again.
So another face-off in the offensive zone for NC State, this time won by North Carolina, brought out by Hamel. He'll give it up to Ariema far side, down the right wing, around Heyman. He brings it in, centering pass, not there. Loose in front, sprawling to get on it is Murbach. Now the puck gets loose, and Sundin's going to have a chance shorthanded. He's getting away. Will he have a breakaway? It doesn't look like it, but he gets the shot off, and it's held on to by Jackson. A good chance there, though, for NC State. And great back-checking there from Ariema.
Yeah, once again, that's a save made by Jackson, yes, but it was the back-checking that forced Sundin to go out a little wider than he looked like he wanted to go. Looked like he wanted to try to drag it back to the middle on the backhand and try a deke, but not able to do so there. Ariema's played a real blue-collar game here for North Carolina.
Absolutely. 4-on-3 just about up, and it is now. Back to 4-on-4 hockey for 45 seconds before NC State gets a power play. Dumped all the way out, icing waved off. Not exactly sure why. That puck was clearly going to make it early. Nevertheless, NC State's going to have to find a way to get it out. Picked up by Sunda behind the net. He's swatted at by a Carolina player, and now he gets it up to Fredenberg right wing. His centering pass picked off by number 21, Nathan Haas. And that puck all the way down, picked up now by Green. Oh, and a big hit late on Heyman, and we're not going to get a penalty. That I don't understand. Heyman's helmet taken off, clearly a target to the head by Hawkins. And now they're talking about it. We'll see if we get a penalty, but that was uncalled for.
That is, I cannot believe that's not called. Not only that, that's from behind. And Chris, I don't like saying this. I don't like being a bearer of bad news, but they are going to give Hawkins a penalty, I think, here, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
But if the officials don't call that, that sets the tone for the rest of the game, and it becomes a brawl. Absolute cheap shot fest, and that's not something either one of these teams, especially North Carolina State, wants to have happen here tonight.
You're exactly right. Now NC State will get about 44 seconds of a two-man advantage, and they're going to have to find the back of the net. They've had too many power play chances to not have found the back of the net with one of them.
Well, and this is going to be your second 5-on-3 of the game, and it's going to be fairly extended once again. If you're not able to convert here, quite honestly, you don't have any business winning this game. Too many squandered opportunities. They need to score.
So it will be 4-on-3 for 8 seconds. And then NC State will get Fredenberg back. And it will be 5-on-3 for 44 seconds.
And Alec Engel, one of the co-captains, is out there having a conversation, and I think it's something along the lines of, hey, you know, we got to try to keep this game under control here. If you're not going to do this, well, consequences will follow.
Yeah, and NC State most certainly wants to keep this down because, as we've talked about in past broadcasts, they're looking for that elusive ACCHL tournament championship, and they've struggled. They've had a lot of injuries. They don't want any more, especially in a game that really, other than for bragging rights, means nothing. 13:08 left in the period. It'll be 8-second 4-on-3. And now Ariema coming out to talk to the referee.
I'm not sure what the conversation here is about. It's a 2-minute minor, and Carolina's very fortunate that it is that. Had I been on the ice, or I think had this game been officiated in Raleigh, it would have been a 5-minute major. Check from behind, targeting on the head. It was just an all-out poor hit.
You're absolutely right, and the referee that we saw last week in the Duke game, and the one that we usually see at NC State, he does a great job keeping games under control. And I think we would have seen a lot more penalties and a lot better structure to this game had he been refereeing. Heyman's got it off the faceoff, slap shot right into the Carolina logo on Jackson's jersey, and he swallows it up.
Now that's a good job by that Carolina defensive line. They're able to clear out the traffic. Jackson saw it all the way in. That's how they have to kill these penalties.
Faceoff again won by Sunda. 5-on-3 as Blue comes back. Excuse me, that was not Fredenberg, it was Blue in the box. Heyman now with it at the point. Slap shot, lots of traffic. And I'm not sure what the call is there. It sounded like it went off the mask of Jackson.
I think it hit his mask and glanced out of play, but it looked like the official pointed to the net. That's what threw me for a loop.
I think he was pointing at where the face-off was going, and that appears to be what it was. NC State will win this face-off. Again, back to Heyman at the point. Leaves it half boards for Engel. Cross-ice pass for Fredenberg. Back to the point now, Farhat. Again, down into the corner to Fredenberg. 27 seconds left on the 5-on-3. He'll switch places. Centering pass for Fredenberg from Sunda, and he sends it up into the net meshing. Actually, it was stopped, it looks like, by Jackson, so the faceoff stays in the NC State zone.
I don't know if Jackson got a piece of that. I heard it ring off the crossbar right off the top of it, so it wasn't a piercing clank like it normally would have been. State is right on the precipice of scoring here. They need to find a way to convert.
And Sunda wins a third straight faceoff, but the pass picked off from Engel. That one by Hamel. NC State regroups at their own blue line. 13 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Fredenberg will bring it up across the line with speed. Down the right wing, he's going to circle behind the net. Centering pass stopped by Jackson. The shot from Sunda. Back to 5-on-4 hockey. Pinned along the boards. 1 minute left on the power play for NC State. Hamel trying to get it out. He fights with Sunda for it. All three forwards for NC State pinned up along the boards. Bouncing puck poked along by Doolin, kept in though by Heyman. And NC State will regroup out of the zone. Brought in now by Fredenberg. He'll take it wide right side. Shot, rebound left in front, poked at by Sunda, but covered up by Jackson.
Now back in Raleigh 3 months ago, Chris, the strategy was to find a way to keep shots low and force Jackson to give up rebounds. Here, State's keeping them fairly low, but Jackson's doing a good job of hunching over and scooping it up, preventing anything from getting out.
That's absolutely right. You're not seeing nearly as many rebounds as we saw in Raleigh. 40 seconds left on the power play for NC State. 11:45 left in the period. Kren gets it down low, where Gallagher will handle it. He leaves it behind the net for Banashevitz. Bly gets it at the point now. A little bit of a spinorama down to the half boards, back into the corner. Shot on by Banashevitz, and it's deflected all the way out of the zone with 20 seconds left in the man advantage.
And if State doesn't score on this rush, they're going to continue to fail on the power play.
12 seconds left on the power play for NC State. Gallagher will bring it in. He has it poked away, and it's floated back out by North Carolina. That should do it for the power play. And that will do it. Hawkins comes back onto the ice. Blue will chase after the puck down in the near corner. Circles with it. Now trying to get it down low to be picked up by Banashevitz. Spin around, trying to knock the puck on net, but he can't do so. Gallagher goes for it in the corner. As they battle for it. 10:47 left in the period. Thrown all the way around the boards. It'll be picked up by Gerlitz, and he'll bring it out. Cross-ice pass knocked away by Kren. And Gallagher will pick it up for NC State. Up to Blue. Now he finds Bieberdorf, crosses over one man, but he loses the puck. Chris Wing picks up the puck in neutral ice and throws it deep as NC State looks to get some offensive pressure. The pass intended for Gerlitz misses him, and Wing throws it deep. Wing's going to have to keep his head up. Gerlitz has been coming after him after the puck's gone. Good job by Wing to be aware and stay away from those hits.
And I'll give Gerlitz credit. He's not following through like you normally would see a dirty player do. He's taking a couple of runs, and then he's not allowing any big-time contact to happen between he and who he's running after.
And a loose puck in front, grabbed up by Jackson. He'll cover for the face-off as we are just 1 second past the halfway mark of this period in this game. NC State not finding the net as much as they'd like, but they are playing better this period. The majority of the play down in their offensive zone.
They've got 10 shots compared to North Carolina's mere 2, so they're right there where they want to be. Now they just got to find a way to finish the plays.
Stryker tries to poke the puck out as the faceoff was went all the way into the NC State zone. He will eventually get it out, but it's right onto the stick of Hawkins. As they battle for it now in neutral ice, picked up by Green. He's going to hold it the blue line and go cross ice as he is looking for Haas. Behind the net, Wing takes a hit, gives the puck up, and Bieberdorf will bring it out. He's got space. He's going to pick up some speed and bring it in. His wrist shot high, rebound floating up in the air, a pop fly, bounces down, and NC State comes away with it. Klein trying to pull it in the corner as they battle away. Kicking at it now, Kristoff. As the puck's still stuck behind the net, they jam away at it. No one seemingly coming away with any sort of advantage here. Finally, it comes loose, picked up by Haas, and he will dump it all the way down. Icing already waved off, and Murbach will come out to play the puck. Bieberdorf takes it in neutral ice. He gives it up to Sunda. Sunda has Engel and Bieberdorf with him. Slap shot blocked at the defense. Bieberdorf picks up the loose puck, but he can't get a shot away. Brought back out Gelletley. Gelletley with his speed around. He's got a breakaway and a Murbach shot off the crossbar. A wasted chance for Gelletley. He can't find the net, but another good chance coming for Carolina. Centering pass, no one there to pick it up from Ariema. And now a good chance for NC State back the other way. In comes Engel. He'll circle behind the net, throws it in front, nobody there. In the near corner, popped up and out of play by a Carolina player, and another offensive zone faceoff, but
Eric Murbach just giving the shrug of the shoulders here. Had the spot picked and everything. The iron is kind to the State netminder. If that goes in, the roof blows off this place.
Yes, and NC State gets a little bit lucky there that Gelletley couldn't find the net. Their top goal scorer, as you said, looking for his 30th of the season. As they will win the faceoff in their own zone, Carolina will try to get it out. The pass picked off by Heyman and knocked back deep, stolen away by Sunda. Steered into the corner by Jackson, picked up now by Sunda. He takes a shot, blocked by the shin pad of, I believe it was number 2, Nick Keith. NC State trying to turn it back, and they will. Fredenberg chasing. Behind the net with it, Doolin. He's pressured by Engel and Fredenberg. He's going to throw it back around to his teammate, number 12, Vincent Boudreau, and the puck will make its way all the way down the ice, picked up by Heyman. He'll circle behind his own net, throw it around the boards, kept in by Doolin. Oh no, he decided to play it with his skates instead of the stick, and he loses it. Back the other way, Farhat leaves it for Engel. Coming in, shooting right into the chest protector of Jackson, and the puck is held on to.
That's a tough one for Engel. John Jackson, once again, he's got a clear sight line to the puck. And he's such a tall goaltender, you really don't have any other option but to shoot it wide or to shoot it right into him from point-blank range. State may need to start looking to employ that rebound strategy or score like they did way back in the first period now, which seems like forever ago, and put it in. And Chris, this is interesting. It looks like a strap has broken. No, it's the throat guard of John Jackson. And that's rare. Normally you'll see a strap break on a goaltender's mask, but the throat guard is the little plastic hanger that falls below the chin of the goaltending helmet. And Alec Engel just split it right in half, so they're going to have to cut that off for him to be able to continue playing.
And they've got that done, it looks like. Not too much of a problem. As looks like they're still trying to work on something for him.
Now this is the rule. This is the rule, Chris, at pretty much all levels of hockey. If it is a goaltender equipment issue, a timeout is not awarded against North Carolina in that scenario. But it'll function as a freebie as both teams are deciding to have conferences. And Chris, this is a crucial part of the game. You want the momentum heading into the final 20 minutes, and you'll do it at almost any cost. And granted, this game doesn't even count in the ACCHL standings. This is just for the sheer spectacle of it.
Yes, I'm not sure what they're doing. As a goaltender, you might be able to expound upon a little more what he's doing with his mask. It looks like the guard is off, and he's still messing around with his helmet a little bit. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Well, this is interesting. I mean, normally a string can get caught up. It depends. Every goaltender strings up the throat guard a little differently. It's not a required piece of equipment, but it looks like one of his teammates has gone off to grab some scissors or a knife.
And it looks like that was number 12, Vincent Boudreau. So they're still working on the helmet. Shouldn't be too much longer until they get him back up and running, but nevertheless, as we get a better look, as you can see from our SkyPod, down in on what they're doing to the helmet, it looks like he's going to be attaching a new throat guard.
I will tell you exactly what is taking so long. He is taking his backup's throat guard and reattaching it to the mask. Now, Chris, I tell you, this is not supposed to be allowed. This is an extensive play. They could force the backup to play while this is going on, but the officials seem to be very patient, understanding what's going on. And meanwhile, down at the other end, the Carolina goaltender John Jackson continues to be serenaded by Wolfpack Nation.
And I'm not sure why the referees are allowing this. It's not like it only took 30 seconds to a minute. We've been stopping play for 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes at this point for him to put this on his helmet. If you look at Eric Murbach is playing without a throat protector on there, so it's not necessary to continue play. This does not need to happen.
And this could also be viewed as in-game altering of equipment, which is totally illegal. Aside from taping a goal stick or grabbing a new twig because of a break, this is an oddity to me. Now, I personally have had a throat guard break during a game as well, and normally you just cut it off and say, play with that and hope you don't get hit up toward the head region. This is an oddity for me. The officials, just about at any other level of hockey, would have said, nope, you've got to play without it, fix it at the intermission, which isn't a far cry away either, but it seems to be taken care of now, Chris, and we'll continue play.
So we'll head back to our broadcasting positions where we can see the ice better. And the face-off will be down to the blocker side of Jackson. 7:22 left in the period, still a 1-1 hockey game. It's NC State trying to break the tie. Bly gets it off the face-off, throws it deep. Picked up by Alex Keith. He'll throw it around the boards, and NC State will take it back. Turnaround shot stopped by Jackson from Banashevitz. Along the half boards, clearing it out now off the boards. Picked up by Gerlitz, and he'll bring it in. He comes around Bly, poked away by Bly into the corner, where Blue will hand it off behind the net for Sean Bly, who clears it out. Gallagher will give chase with Banashevitz as he puts pressure on Hawkins, brought in by Blue. Blue loses control, blows a tire, but it's kept in now by Banashevitz at the blue line. Trying to get in front, backhand pass, and it's shut down by Jackson.
Chris, this is an interesting pattern that I'm noticing. NC State is getting a majority of their shots, and when I say majority, I mean 90 to 95% from the right wing. Carolina is forcing them into being a very one-dimensional offense, and that's allowing Jackson to be able to tend to that glove-short side very easily, because that's where everything's coming from.
And the face-off will be to that side as they still battle for it in the corner. In there for NC State is Zach Klein. He comes away with it. His pass out of the reach of Stryker, though, and Chris Wing will have to pick it up in the neutral zone. His pass picked off by Gelletley. Down the left wing, wrist shot, blocked by Wing. Now Stryker battling for it. That is Jonah Grafius in there with Stryker. Stryker wins that battle, leaves it for Klein, who pokes it along for Kristoff. Centering pass looking for Bieberdorf. It's behind him, so he'll pick it up off the boards. He comes in, his shot off net, but gloved and held onto by Jackson with just 5:56 left in this second period.
And Chris, Will Bieberdorf was somebody that Coach Mike Gazzillo spoke to us about before the game, battling an illness. So not an injury, but that's somebody they're going to want to continue to protect. And he's certainly taken a beating out there, but in the second period, his playing time has been increased dramatically.
And you're right, that might have something to do with the fact that maybe he's feeling better, the sickness isn't hitting him as hard anymore. I will say that these NC State players do need to be careful. There has been a little bit of a bug going around campus. Some of the local news stations covering, and that puck is dumped all the way down for icing. So that's not something you want to see. It's not something that can be expected. It's not really a risk of playing hockey, as the injuries that we saw to Oakley and Panzel last weekend were. But it is something you have to be careful of, especially with the tournament coming up next weekend.
Well, when you're having a gastrointestinal bug that's going around your campus, I'm sorry, you're not going to be playing hockey if you're puking your guts out consistently. So that's something State's got to be very careful of.
Heyman will poke the puck along the near boards down into the corner, and it's shoveled up and out of play by number 12 for Carolina. That's the defenseman Vincent Boudreau. So again, an offensive face-off for NC State. And they certainly, Drew, have looked better this period. They're just not finding the net.
Nope, that's just the thing. John Jackson's played a very solid period in net. NC State's dominated the pace of play, still only allowing 2 Carolina shots on net compared to the plethora NC State has.
And right now, it looks like the Carolina players might be arguing to get this face-off outside of their defensive zone, saying that it deflected off of an NC State stick.
Now see, this is an argument I could see having with 5:32 remaining in the third period, but it's the second period and there's still plenty of hockey left to be played. The officials are going to have to try to nip this in the bud, because now you're really cutting into the pace of play and you're forcing whistles and stoppages that are quite frankly unnecessary.
Well, the face-off will stay in the offensive zone for NC State. Sunda wins the shot, the face-off back to Engel, and his shot goes high. Centering pass, rebound, and Engel can't put it home. This one backhanded out, gloved down by Gupta, but he's stopped there by Heyman as he crosses the blue line. Brought back by Sunda. Gives it right wing for Engel, who will bring it in. Pressured there by Boudreau, and he will throw it deep. Gupta picks it up far corner. He's going to look to get a long cross-ice pass out. Great play made there by Hamel to knock that puck down, but he can't hold on to it. And NC State is going to have to get it back in their defensive zone. Behind the net, battling for it. Doolin. He loses it, picked up by Farhat, and it's brought out now by Fredenberg. NC State bringing it into the zone, circling now Fredenberg. He's going to throw it deep into the corner, and he'll come off for a change. Sunda loses an edge. He's going to have to come off. A breakaway chance for Gupta if he gets to it in time. He does, pokes it through the legs of Murbach, but it's wide. Sunda gets it in the neutral zone, leaves it for Banashevitz, who will bring it in. Wrist shot, patted away by Jackson. Sunda gets the rebound, dumps it deep, but immediately turned back out by the Tar Heels, and up they come. Number 23, Grafius, dumps it deep. He'll pressure Heyman in this corner. Gallagher now fighting for it. Gellatley comes away with it. Centering pass, nobody there. Farhat takes it back and gives it to Banashevitz. Chasing now Banashevitz. Can't get to the puck, slapped out. Another good chance coming here for Gellatley. He's going to wind up and fire right into the chest of Eric Murbach, and he makes the save. Banashevitz now will shovel it out of the NC State zone, thrown back in by Hawkins. Miscommunication from Bly and Blue, and it's kept in by Ariema. Farhat far side, tried to poke it out. Gellatley centering pass for Ariema, and it gets caught up in the skates of Bly and deflected away. Gallagher flips it out for Banashevitz. His wrist shot blocked by the stick of Hawkins, and it goes up and out of play with 3:25 left in the period.
And Chris, I think right there, Gellatley could have had an opportunity to give his team the lead instead of trying to needle that puck straight through a defenseman's legs. If he had opted to shoot that one, take a quick snap wrister, Murbach looked like he was cheating a little bit on that long side. He could have sent something up short side, and it could be a one-goal game in favor of the Tar Heels right now.
Or even if he's just looking to get the puck to Ariema, try and get one off the pads, as that slap shot from Kren is held onto by Jackson. If he tries to get the puck off the pads of Murbach, really a bank pass, almost like going off the boards, and force a rebound for Ariema. But he tried to go through the legs of Bly, and it did not work. Klein to take the face-off for NC State. They win it. Backhander from Bieberdorf deflected wide as the linesman goes down in the scuffle. Kren pinches, makes a big hit, and keeps the zone. Great play there by Mike Kren. Sidestepping a hit was Klein. He leaves the puck for Bieberdorf, half boards, behind the net for Kristoff. Centering pass, looking for Bieberdorf, backhand pass, sprawling around, the puck loose. Jackson couldn't find it, and NC State gets lucky, but they're going to get a penalty to Mike Kren here. Poked by Kristoff, and the penalty to Kren. It's going to be a tripping penalty as he slew-footed the Tar Heel player. Not a smart play there from Kren, especially this late in the period.
No, and that's a young player making a young player's play, quite honestly. Kren's a very sizable defenseman. To this point, he had a very good game, playing good positional defense. There, head gets off the shoulders a little bit, and once again, it's a late period power play. Opportunity to gain momentum and the lead for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
So it will be 5-on-4 for 2 minutes, which will leave 49 seconds of 5-on-5 hockey, barring no other penalties. Face-off won by Carolina, back to the point. Gellatley shot, tip, they score! The tip from number 11, A.J. Hamel, and North Carolina takes the lead back 4 seconds into the power play.
Well, you just knew something had to give sooner or later. Eric Murbach is only a mere goaltender. He is not Superman. The chant is Tar Heels here in Hillsboro. And NC State has just made the molehill a mountain to climb on the road. 2:45 remaining in this period. Chris, still time to do something, but they don't need to let this get out of hand. They got to go right back to work.
Absolutely right, and normally I would disagree and say that this is still easy for NC State to come back and get into, and it certainly is, but you're right. NC State struggling offensively right now. This is a tall task, and another chance coming. In they come. Backhander put on there by number 26, Jacob Green. And he will play with it behind the net now. Centering pass, he's got a man loose in front. Can't get it there, though, through traffic. Slap shot coming. Puck's loose. There's a penalty. Oh, no, there's not a penalty coming. I thought the referee's hand came up. Sprawling around, Murbach able to keep the puck out of the net. But NC State really having trouble right now.
Gerlitz cannot believe that he did not score right there. Murbach didn't make that save. Murbach's stick, which was laying in the goal crease, did. And it's another chance for the school in baby blue.
NC State wins the faceoff, losing an edge is Farhat as he gets the puck around the boards. Engel fights off a hit as he leaves the puck for Heyman. Stolen away, though, by Gerlitz behind the net. Trying to get in front, unable to do so. Taken away by Farhat. Up the boards, he gives it to Fredenberg. Fredenberg with speed. Tripped up and hit hard, and he's down. NC State not happy about this. NC State is really struggling, and now, I'll tell you, Ariema needs to be thrown. If they look at the tape, he just came off the bench during that skirmish. You're not supposed to do that.
Not only that, that's an ejection in a game. It's under 5 minutes remaining in the period.
And we hope Fredenberg's okay. He's an offensive force for this team. And this is one of the things that we talked about. NC State doesn't want to see this happen. And I'll tell you, the referee was in the wrong spot there. He tripped up Fredenberg, and then he gets hit in the head. That's not a good sign for NC State.
No, not at all. If Fredenberg's out, this is the ACCHO Player of the Week. Good to see him up fairly quickly. If there was one guy you did not need to have injured, it was Fredenberg. He's right now playing the best he's played all season, the best any state player's played all season. And not only that, you're looking at breaking up the top scoring line in the conference.
And at that point, really, at least for this game, all chemistry is gone for NC State in terms of their offense, because then you lose all of your the full line that you had, the only one you had coming into this game, you lose. And that's just not good for NC State.
And as we're receiving word downstairs from our producer, it looks like they're going to go ahead and test him for a concussion on the bench. And you were the one who nailed it, Chris. He took the brunt of that impact right on the side of the temple. It's a dangerous place to get hit. Although I can't really say the hit was a dirty one.
No,
it's an awkward fall.
And they got tripped up by the linesman's skates. And as he is falling, he got the hit. And it's just unfortunate.
And Fredenberg skates so low to the ice that you really can't make the argument that it's a high hit either. It's just an unfortunate turn of events. And down there on the state bench, it looks like they're taking a look at his mouth and making sure that he's got all 32 pearly whites still intact.
Face-off stalled there by the linesman. As this face-off just outside the NC State zone, one forward by Blue. As he tries to get past Boudreau, who throws it into the bench. But it was deflected by Blue. Face-off, same place again, 1:53 left in the period.
And we'll see if State can pull another rabbit out of the hat late in this period as well.
Thrown deep by the Tar Heels' Grafus. Now Gallagher shovels it along for Blue. Trying to get back to Gallagher, can't do so, and it's thrown back deep by North Carolina. Farhat into the corner. Throws it around for Heyman. Plays catch again with Farhat. NC State trying to find a way to get this puck out of the zone. Gallagher gets it out. Stolen away though. Banashevitz will take it right back. In he comes. Wrist shot stopped by Jackson. Heyman keeps the puck in at the point. Kicked out though and brought along by Gellertley for the Tar Heels. He's trying to get around. Farhat he does. Bad angle shot stopped by Murbach. Rebound collected by Farhat. He tries to float it out. Kept in at the point though by Ariema. And Farhat will get it again behind the net. Banashevitz with it now. His pass in the skates of Blue, icing waved off with 50 seconds left in the period. Blue has it. Centering pass looking for Banashevitz cross ice. Picked off at the defense though by North Carolina. Held in by Kren. He gets it to Banashevitz, who will go to work. Poked away there by Boudreau, and North Carolina brings it back out once again. In comes Doolin. Looking for Hamel, can't find him, and NC State gets it back out. 25 seconds left in the period. Loose puck in neutral ice, picked up by Klein. He'll bring it across the blue line. Wrist shot right into the gut of Jackson again, and he'll cover up with 16.7 to go.
All State, you gotta give them credit. They keep working. They have not taken any type of memory of the goal or the deficit forward after the 2:45 mark. And that's what they're going to have to do in the third period. Short memories win hockey games, and State's going to need one here.
So the face-off will be to the blocker side of Jackson. Won by North Carolina. They get it out. Pressuring Gupta, but Kren slaps it back up. Now with it, Kristoff. He'll throw it deep with 4 seconds to go. Picked off there by Barron, and he'll just run out the clock. So the horn sounds. North Carolina has the lead after 2. The score 2-1 right now, but Drew, NC State really struggling on the offensive end.
Nope, they're going to have to find a way to score the hockey puck. If they're not able to do so, they're in for a really a heart-crushing loss. I mean, this is one that State doesn't need to take with them into the ACCHL tournament. Not to mention the fact they turn around and play here tomorrow against Elon, who is the 3rd seed in the ACCHL. So 2 tough games that don't count for anything, but State still love to win them.
You're absolutely right, and we'll be right back with Coach Mike Gazzillo after this. The score after 40 minutes, North Carolina 2, NC State 1. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Welcome back for the 3rd period action here in Orange County Sportsplex. NC State trailing the North Carolina Tar Heels 2-1 as we get ready to start.
Chris, this is a huge period. While it's only 20 minutes of hockey, you could be setting the tone for the remaining 3 to 4 games you'll be playing in the ACC.
NC State starting fast. In comes Sunda. Centering pass sticked away by Jackson. Sunda comes away with it behind the net. Finds Heyman in front. Wrist shot deflected wide. NC State on a mission right now as they've come out to show this team that they are the better ones on the ice right now.
And even more importantly, Danny Fredenberg is back out there on his first shift of the 3rd period.
Got to be smart there. He went in for the hit on Hawkins. Luckily, he didn't put him into the boards, but he was close to boarding there. Got to be careful. Engel with it now in the corner. Centering pass, and Fredenberg's stick is tied up by Hawkins at the defense. In come the Tar Heels. Down the right wing, it's number 26, Jacob Green. They pressured in the corner. Green goes down, still has the puck though, and he'll throw it up to the point. Keith will throw it back deep behind the net. Carolina controlling, poking it away as Farhat, and they'll battle for it in the corner. Still there, Farhat trying to come away with it. Puck loose. Now Fredenberg will have it. He'll shovel it behind the net for Farhat. NC State regrouping. Engel centering pass for Sunda, blocked away. Poked along though now by Sunda, and he'll bring it in. Sunda crossing, shot, stopped by the skate of Boudreau. NC State now bringing it back. Engel will dump it deep, and it's stopped behind the net by Jackson as NC State gets a line change. Pass almost picked off by Banashevitz. It went off the heel of his stick, and he couldn't control it. Boudreau's just going to slap this one out. Stolen by Blue. Wrist shot. Stopped and held onto by Jackson. Excellent job by Jackson to get out to the top of his crease quickly to make that save.
And Chris, that save was made before he actually made contact with the puck. The explosive push out of the goal crease allows him to challenge the shooter quickly and effectively, and essentially forces Blue to put it right in the crest of the uniform.
Banashevitz to take the offensive zone faceoff against Ariema for NC State. He wins it back to Blue. His shot is blocked, and it will be dumped back out by number 23, Jonah Grafius, and into the corner. Giving chase now Green, or excuse me, that's Gelletley in the corner. Now Kren with it. Gives it to Blue, who shovels it on for Banashevitz. Now left for Gallagher, who will bring it in. 1-on-1. With Keith, he throws it wide. Puck reams around the boards and all the way out, where it'll be picked up by Banashevitz at center ice. Stolen away by Gelletley as he's challenged there by Wing. He loses the puck, but Ariema comes in. Shot stopped by Murbach. Splits. Ed Murbach does the splits to go after the second shot. Fortunately, it goes wide. Lots of pressure for Carolina right now. But NC State will regain possession and bring it out in the form of Sam Banashevitz. He's got Klein with them. Crossing, shooting, stopped the rebound. Corralled and held on to by Jackson as NC State had another good chance. And Drew, they haven't found the back of the net yet, but NC State much faster, much more motivated in this period.
3 minutes for the Wolfpack. Now, what I want to see from them is continued sustained pressure. They've got 2 lines working. This third shift could be the telltale of how the third period is going to go at large.
Farhat hit hard as he dumped the puck deep. They battle for it, far corner. The puck jarred loose, picked up by Doolin, and he'll give it along to Gupta, who will dump it deep as he loses an edge. Behind the net now, Farhat again trying to poke it along. Centering pass, wide open net, and Gupta can't get a stick on it. Good chance to take a bigger lead for Carolina. They can't do so, though. Centering pass deflected out by NC State, so icing waved off. Bieberdorf and Kristoff coming in for NC State, giving chase. Reamed around the board, Sunda has it. Knocked off the puck by Keith, but Bieberdorf with it now. He leaves it for Sunda. Sunda circling around at the point, wrist shot, sticked away by Jackson. Kristoff now with it behind the net. He's circling, poked away, and the net's knocked off moorings as Bieberdorf knocks Doolin into the back of the net.
Now some extracurricular activities, Chris. Both teams have got to be able to keep their heads, and I think we're going to see matching minors here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. As the referee takes both fingers and points at the box, Bieberdorf will be going along with Vincent Boudreau. I'll tell you, NC State needs to find a way to keep their tempers down. Boudreau has done a great job getting under their skin, and NC State's fallen for every one of them.
No, but this is what happens, is now you get him off the ice, you open things up, and this only plays to NC State's advantage. They're a faster team naturally. Granted, it's the third period, it's been a hard-fought game, but if they can be able to dig down deep and find that last bit of energy, this is how they want to do it, stretching everything out to be able to score.
It will remain an offensive zone face-off. NC State will have Fredenberg and Sunda out there as the forward line. Back on defense, Mike Kren and Sean Bly. Face off to his glove side, won by Sunda, and he'll possess it himself along the half boards. Kicks the puck loose. Kren's going to take a one-timer that goes wide. Back up to the point, the puck comes to Bly. He's going to wrist one on, bouncing wide, and now Fredenberg will give chase. Back behind the net. Hawkins has it. He's knocked off the puck. Fredenberg steals away, comes out in front, the backhander knocked away by the stick of Barron. Fredenberg running around like a bull in a china shop right now, trying to get the puck back. A minute and a half left on the 4-on-4. Dumped deep by Barron for the Tar Heels. Giving chase is number 21, Nathan Haas. He will leave it back behind for Gerlitz. His pass picked off, and now a chance for Sunda. In he comes. Wrist shot blocker save made by Jackson.
Chris, I think it's been quite clearly proven that you're not going to beat him on a shot directly in. Somebody's got to try to deke him or get him moving at least. Right now, he's just doing such an excellent job of challenging the shooter. You really don't have any choice but to shoot and hit him.
And that's exactly right. And one of the things that's playing to his favor is his defensemen are doing a great job getting back. That's twice that Sunda has not had enough room to get in alone and make a deke. He's been forced just to shoot the puck. So the faceoff now will be taken by Engel. Won by North Carolina, brought out by Gerlitz. He'll go down the right wing. Pressured there by Wing, knocked off the puck, but he gets back to it in the corner. Loses an edge, centering pass. Murbach was down, but NC State escapes there. Brought back out by Stryker. He'll throw it off the boards, coming in. Shot deflected wide by Gellatley. Kristoff chasing behind the net. Engel comes in and sweeps it up. Fighting for it in the corner with Hamel. Hamel comes away with it, throws it around the boards. It'll be taken back out by Green, who's knocked off the puck by Kristoff, and there's just a pile of bodies as everyone runs into each other. Hamel back the other way. He's stymied there by Wing and gets it up to Kristoff. Bringing it in, Kristoff, wrist shot, pad save made by Jackson. Poked away by Engel, he'll come in, sliding in, but it's covered up by Jackson.
Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. It seems like that's the only name we're saying, and rightfully so. Right now, about half of this North Carolina team looks absolutely gassed. They have given an outstanding effort. It's the reason they're up 2-1. But there is still 14 minutes and change to play in this hockey game. They cannot be getting tired right now. I don't think Jackson can carry them with this far to go in the third.
Banashevitz to take the face-off for NC State. He wins it back. Heyman handles it. He's tripped up and will have a penalty. Hawkins touches up. And now Blues go into the box. That was a dumb play, and the referee just missed a slash. Hopefully one of the linesmen saw it, but Hawkins slashed Blue in the back of the leg as he turned around. That was a sneaky play. As soon as the referee turns his back, Hawkins just hacks Blue in the back of the legs. And Blue talking to the linesman now, trying to let him know what happened, but it looks like Hawkins will get away.
And I don't know if there's anybody for the Wolfpack.
I thought he said that Blue was going to the box, but Blue's sitting up, setting up, ready to take the face-off.
Carolina bench is all over the official, too. They didn't like the fact that Blue went ahead and sent a shove.
A good chance here for NC State. 4-on-3 for 7 seconds, and then a 5-on-4. They win the face-off. Oh, and Heyman not able to hold the puck in the zone. 7 seconds up. We're at the 5-on-4 now. Blue brings it in. Around one man into the corner as he's being pressured there by Hawkins. NC State trying to come away with the puck. They do. Gallagher with it now behind the net. He's going to hold. No one in front. He's got nowhere to go. Stolen away by Geltley and thrown down the ice.
That's a one-player State has to find a way to get him off the ice. That's the guy I'm going after the whistle. If you can get him to take a penalty, that's where it all opens up for NC State.
Gallagher will bring it across the blue line. Dangles around one man, but loses the puck, and Hamel will clear it out for North Carolina. Murbach sets it on a tee in the corner for Heyman. His pass blocked by Hamel, but the loose change picked up by Bly. He'll go cross ice for Banashevitz. He'll bring it in. Waiting. Pass for Gallagher, and his shot goes just wide. Puck now cleared out down the right wing by Hamel. Picked up at the blue line by Heyman. He'll give it to Banashevitz, who brings it in with speed. His wrist shot blocker save made by Jackson, and it's cleared out by Boudreau.
Now, Chris, this is something that we haven't touched on. We talked about somebody's got to step up and be the hero. Well, that's great, but you have to remember an assist counts just as much as a goal does. State cannot afford to be selfish with the puck. That's the only way to get the goaltender moving.
They're on 100% right there, Drew. They're down to 25 seconds now on the power play. 12:50 remaining in the game. As Sunda gets the puck up to Fredenberg. He can't handle it, and actually he's going to steal it back. Slap shot from Engel goes just wide, and now Fredenberg will work with it on in the corner. Kept in at the point by Stryker. Now in the corner again, Fredenberg dodges a hit, takes it along the half boards as he's pressured, circling, looking for somewhere to go with the puck, switches places with Engel, gives it back to Stryker. His shot blocked, and a good chance coming for Gerlitz if he can get away with it. Gerlitz will bring it in, and they're offsides. Gerlitz offsides with Grafius. The penalty over now, back to 5-on-5 hockey, but a good chance wasted for the Tar Heels there, Drew.
Oh, without a doubt, there was a chance to go ahead. Quite honestly, the next goal is probably going to win this hockey game, Chris. That's just the way I'm feeling, the momentum that will carry over. But NC State has got to learn, yes, putting shots on the goal is great, but if you're not going to get any rebounds, now you've got to start looking at the alternative. And one-timer plays are going to be key.
And that has really been the struggle for NC State. They're getting the shots, there are some rebounds out there, but they don't have the traffic in front to put it home. NC State with it neutral ice. It'll be brought back in by Engel. He's going to have a chance to get in on goal. He's stick checked by Hawkins and is turned back. Gerlitz has it stolen away by Wing at the blue line. And it's turned back for Fredenberg. Stolen away, though, by North Carolina. Now with it, Keith. Gets it up the boards for Green, who will bring it in, crossing. Doesn't have an angle to shoot, so he'll go all the way across. Centering pass, looking for Gerlitz, but he can't connect. 11:30 left in the game. In the slot area, good chance. Back to the point, deflected wide. That was a shot from Nick Keith. Behind the net now, controlling Gerlitz. Gets out to the point to Keith. He's going to tee one up. That one's deflected wide before it gets to Murbach. Kristoff trying to get it out now. He blocks the shot, and it will be taken out by Engel. He's got one man coming, that's Green. He elects to just shovel it in and go off for a change. Cleared out by Alex Keith, Nick's brother. But NC State looking to bring it back from the neutral zone. Bieberdorf has his stick knocked away. I'll have to go pick it up, bringing it in now. Heyman, the shot, jumping save made by Jackson. The puck's still loose. Kristoff gets it to Heyman, who will get back to the point. Wrist shot just wide, and if that was on net, that would have been in the net because Jackson did not see it at all.
Could be another chance for Heyman, too.
Kristoff will deflect the puck deep. Icing waved off. Bieberdorf pressuring Keith there. He'll come away with the puck in the corner. Heyman calling for it at the point. He's going to get it. Wrist shot in. Deflected. They score! What a play! Sam Banashevitz! And we're tied up again!
Well, there it is. You're going to put a shot to the net. You're going to get a deflection, or you're going to get him moving. That's a huge goal, and now there's still time for somebody to go ahead and take the lead in this hockey game. Sam Banashevitz has been the hardest worker on this team throughout this third period. He's been a great player all game, smart enough to shoot the puck regardless of what's going on, and he's rewarded for his effort right there. What a catalyst goal for this NC State team. This is humongous.
Yeah, and just to speak to the game of John Jackson thus far, as he is keeled over right now, something wrong. It looks like he's asking for a trainer. I don't know what happened on the play. I will say he has had a spectacular game. If he can't carry on, North Carolina's in trouble. The only 2 goals that NC State's been able to score have been deflections.
I tell you, I think this is what happened because it was a low deflection. I think that puck caught him on the inside of the knee. But I can't tell if that's what he's gesturing towards. It looks like he's being looked at in the upstairs region around the collarbone.
He doesn't seem to be in too much pain right now. It looks like he's okay. They're just checking him out to see what's wrong.
You know, quite honestly, it looks like more of an equipment issue than anything. It looks like the trainer's trying to dig under that throat protector on the upper part of his chest protector. I can't see what she's doing. The officials will have a look now. And this is the second lengthy stoppage in as many periods for John Jackson's equipment.
And I still, we talked about it last period, I still don't understand why they continue to delay this game for him. It's part of the game. If he can't continue, if his equipment is having a problem, and it doesn't mean you stop the game until he's ready to go again. That's just how the game works.
It looks like he is stretching out, so I think my original assumption was correct that they were looking at the collarbone. He seems to be all right, though, and he is going to carry on. That's huge for North Carolina.
So we're back to a tie hockey game. 2 goals apiece, 10:21 left in the game, and NC State should have the momentum here. They battle for it still in the face-off circle. That battle won by North Carolina. Brought out Gupta's going to take a wrist shot well wide of the net, but Murbach decides to snag it and hold on. And you look here, Jackson still messing with his arm. Whether it's something that's bothering him internally or whether it's an equipment issue, I'm not sure. But he still doesn't look comfortable. If I'm NC State and I see that, I try to go high glove side and see if you can't beat him.
Couldn't agree more.
Puck loose in front of the NC State net. Stryker will clear it along to the boards, where it'll be taken by Banashevich. Stryker now in there to help. Still pinned up along the boards. Now the puck finally jarred loose. Held in at the point, though, by Boudreau. And NC State will take it behind their net, throw it off the boards, and out. Picked up now by Barron. He'll stop behind his net to set up the breakout. Gets it up to Gupta. Knocked off the puck by Kren, but not before he gets it to Doolin. Doolin leaves it for Boudreau at the blue line. He'll try and bring it up across center ice, and he's able to backhand the puck into the NC State zone, but immediately turned back by Blue. Banashevich with the game-tying goal, trying to get around Doolin, loses the puck. He's tired, so he'll go to the bench. Engel coming in to pressure Gupta, knocks him off the puck. Blue picks up the loose change. Engel gets it out in front, swatted to Frenberg. His centering pass for Engel, and a good chance to take the lead for NC State. They can't do so. Kept in there by Blue, though, along the half boards. Tries to center for Frenberg, stolen away by Barron, and lofted out of the zone. North Carolina trying to get a change. NC State going right back to work. Frenberg brings it in the right wing. No one to pass to. He's going to circle around behind the net. Tries to sneak one by Jackson, but Jackson's got the post covered. At the point, Fredenberg gives it to Engel. Centering pass for Fredenberg. Trying to get in front. He loses the puck. Doesn't get the shot away. Back into the corner now, Fredenberg. Knocked off the puck by Boudreau, and Gellertley will bring it out. He's going to float one in. A saucer pass. Getting to it. Great save made by Murbach, and he's going to go down and hold on to the puck. A good chance there. I believe it was number 23, Jonah Grafius, trying to swat at the puck, but he couldn't get a hold of it. But a great play there by Gellertley. Perfect saucer pass.
Well, and that's a great play by a great player. I mean, Gellertley has proven himself time and time again throughout the course of the season. And right now, he's hanging on 59 points on the year. And with an upcoming game tomorrow for the North Carolina Tar Heels, he may be well on his way to hitting 60.
The puck cleared out by NC State, turned right back by North Carolina. Sunda knocks his man off the puck, takes it, and loses it immediately, but he's still going, finds a way to get the puck back, and NC State will dump it deep, and that's icing.
You know, Chris, this is times you wonder, it's a tired unit out there for NC State. Does Mike Gazzillo look to use the timeout here? Or is he going to put it in his back pocket for later situations, perhaps when you get down to 3 and 4 minutes remaining instead of the 8:01 that is on the clock now?
It looks like he's going to hold on to it. He does have a favorable matchup. Even though they're a little bit tired, he has his top line out there against probably the second line for North Carolina, so he's going to elect to leave them on the ice. And it looks like they're not even close to being gone as this puck's dumped in. Jackson's going to come out to play it, and he'll float it out of the zone. Right to the stick of Gerlitz, but it's taken away by Bly, who's hooked and taken down, no penalty. And that looked like a blatant penalty, a hook, as the stick of Gerlitz got stuck in Bly and took him down, but we'll stay 5-on-5. Up the boards, Fredenberg now with it. He's got Bieberdorf with him, trying to get around Keith. He does into the corner, and he's forced into the boards. Loose puck behind the net, Bieberdorf going for it. Knocked off there by Haas. Haas gets it up to Green, who will bring it across the red line now into the NC State zone. Leaves it for Gerlitz. His shot goes wide to the net and into the corner. Kept in, though, and knocked deep by Gerlitz. He finds Haas circling. Nowhere to pass. Great job taking away the angle by Sean Bly. Puck rolls up the boards, gets to Bieberdorf, who will bring it out of the zone. He'll gain the red line and dump it deep. NC State going for a full change. Chinese fire drill at the NC State bench as they get 4 fresh bodies. Now with it, Klein. He's going to circle, top of the left circle. Leaves it for Stryker. Slap shot, stop the rebound, loose in front. No one gets a stick on it. Stryker in the corner now. He's going to take it, 2 men behind the net. He's going to go in front, and it's stolen away by Gupta, who will bring it back. 6:24 left in the game. Gupta with speed down the left wing. Centering pass, poked that. The puck is loose, but brought back out by NC State. Kristoff with it. He leaves it for Bieberdorf. That pass broken up by Shane Doolin. He'll throw it around for Barron. Barron puts the puck off the skate of Bieberdorf, and NC State regains possession. Stryker gives it off the boards for Blue. In comes NC State, a good chance. Blue shot goes wide of the net and deflects up into the netting. And I think I have to agree with A.J. Hamel here. That one should come out of the zone. I'm not sure how that stays in. Who could it have possibly touched after it left Blue's stick?
I don't know if it went clean, wide, and high, or if it hit Jackson. If it hit Jackson, it stays low.
It certainly didn't look like it, but that's the only explanation I can see for why the faceoff stays in the offensive zone for NC State. They battle on this faceoff. Gallagher comes away with it. Slap shot stopped by Jackson on Kren. Back checking is Banashevitz. He gets it to Kren, who will go long pass looking for Blue. Picked off, though, by Boudreau, and then NC State will have to go on the defensive. Thrown deep. Kren knocked into the boards by Gelletley. And Carolina maintains possession. Loose puck now, picked up in front. Shot into the gut of Murbach, and he'll hold on with 5:26 left.
And Chris, I think the issue that we have not spoken about is Eric Murbach in net. And it's not really an issue at all, but the problem is he hadn't had enough action in this third period. He's standing on his head, and this is a game that means a lot to him because he's trying to beat his former team in a very close hockey game. Every save from here on out matters that much more.
All right, NC State will get it out. Top line on the ice. Fredenberg forced off the puck by a Gelletley, who slaps him in the ribs. Absolutely uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. That's gutless. A man down and you're going to slap him in the ribs, and the linesman's calling it immediately. That is uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. No exception.
This could be a major, and this is brutal.
That's the possibility to break ribs. That's just not. I'm at a loss for words. I'm okay with physicality in hockey, but you cross the line, and that's a line crossed. No excuse. Absolutely no excuse.
I'm at a loss for. This is Carolina's best player. This is the pride and joy of UNC ice hockey, and he does that. That's indescribable, Chris. That's exactly what it is.
I'll tell you, it's not smart. It's just not smart. If they get the penalty, that's a power play for NC State.
Forget smart. It's unsportsmanlike. It's ungamesmanlike. It's simply unacceptable. And they are going to give him a 5-minute major, deservingly so, and he should be gone from the hockey game.
And the thing is, this can be reviewed. We do have video evidence of what happened. I don't know, I can't see what we're seeing on our camera, but if that was caught on tape, that could be reviewed. He could be done for the season for something like that.
And he should be. Especially considering this is a game that doesn't matter in the standings. Everything is shaken out. But back to what's going on the ice, NC State should have this wrapped up. If they cannot score here, there will be 12 seconds remaining in the third period. And we should go to overtime if they're not able to convert here.
So a 5-minute power play for NC State. No amount of goals cancels out that power play. They will score as many times as they want. And if they take advantage of it, they should put this game away. Sunda with it now. He's knocked up. He gets a stick. It looked like to the midsection a little bit. Clean play as the puck comes in, and it's covered up by Jackson and a little bit of a scuffle afterwards.
Gotta appreciate NC State being able to stay away from taking penalties here. If they're taking one, while it won't end the power play altogether, it does give North Carolina an advantage because it'll go 4-on-4 to even strength again.
So another offensive zone face-off for NC State. Garrett Sunda has been spectacular in the face-off circle tonight. He wins another one. Engel picks it up, crosses back to the point, backhand pass, picked up along the half boards by Sunda, but he loses it. And it's still loose, picked up now at the point. He leaves it for Heyman. Gives it down half boards for Engel, who float went in, deflected, it looked like by Banashevitz. And so Jackson will cover it up and hold for a whistle.
State is beginning to hone in onto the net right now. I think Mike Gazzillo's made the right decision. He's got the man with a hot hand, Sam Banashevitz, out there with the other 2/3 of his top line.
Slap shot coming from Heyman. That one's blocked and cleared out.
Now, Chris, here's a point to consider. State can't afford to be a little bit more selective with their shots because they do have the man advantage. They don't have to necessarily go no holds barred toward the net.
Absolutely right. Still 4 minutes left on the power play, and they have this basically for the rest of the game. So a huge advantage. In they come, shot. Swallowed up by Jackson from Garrett Sunda.
That's Sunda's best shot of the game. He got it in stride and ripped one. State's right there at it.
I think if they keep pounding away, eventually they will find the net. Dan Blue will take the face-off as you hear Wolfpack echoing through the rink. Back at the point, striker, he's going to throw it down deep. Smart play. He wanted to avoid that block and allow a breakaway shorthanded for North Carolina. Back to the point now, Bly with it. He's going to take the slap shot. Deflected wide. Into the corner, striker will pressure. Taken by Keith, thrown around the board, stopped by the skate of Gallagher. He'll give it back at the point for striker across the Bly. He's going to tee it up again, blocked again by the skate of Ariama. Gallagher leaves it, sideboards for Kristoff. Back to the point, Bly. Wrist shot this time, blocked, loose in front, still there. In the skate of Kristoff. Not cleared out though. Gallagher wrist shot, great glove save made by Jackson. And Dan Blue has to be careful here. He's let his temper get the better of him a little bit. NC State doesn't want to take a penalty here and cancel out the man advantage.
No, they sure don't. And I got to give the officials credit. They were right in there. There's going to be absolutely no extracurriculars from here on out. State doesn't need to do anything after the whistle. And the other thing, I'm not really crazy about all these shots coming from the point. Yes, I understand it's worked before, but you've got somebody open at all times. That's the thing State has to realize. If they're able to move something quickly through the slot area, Jackson can't stop it. He's got a big NC on his chest, not a big S for Superman.
All right. Face-off will be taken by Garrett Sunda and A.J. Hamel. NC State comes away with it into the corner now. Engel throws it around. It'll be taken by Stryker. Leaves it in the corner for Banashevitz. Back to Stryker. Gives it again to Banashevitz, who will take it into the corner. Has it knocked away. Pinching now is Stryker, and he holds the zone. Great play by Stryker. Back into the corner now, Engel. He's going to circle back, switch places with Banashevitz at the point. Slap shot, stopped by the pad of Jackson. Finally cleared out by Barron. 2:43 left in the game, 2.5 minutes on the power play for NC State. Hamel trying to generate some offense shorthanded. He's knocked down by Bly, and the Carolina bench wants a penalty. They're not going to get it. And NC State will bring it back. This is Stryker, gains the red line, dumps it deep. Jackson coming out of his net, very risky. He almost lost the puck, but it's reamed around the boards by Hawkins and all the way out. Coming out,
dangerous pass.
Murbach trying to find Heyman, he loses it. Knocked off the puck, Gupta, and a good chance coming for NC State, an odd man rush. Sunda bringing in, he's got Banashevitz and Engel, leaves it for Banashevitz, and his shot goes just wide. Now with it, Kren, centering pass, scooped up by the glove of Jackson and held on to. A good chance there for NC State, and it just seems to be the story of the night. They're just not quite connecting.
I can't explain it. Really, State has been making the plays they've been making all year. It's just coming down to now these last opportunities they're just not converting. And a lot of it has to do with number 1 wearing white tonight, I think, but something's got to give here and give soon. I'm not sure how crazy I am about State's chances should this have to take extra hockey.
Now in the corner with it, Klein. Calling for it, the point, Heyman, he's going to get it. Tees it up, slap shot blocked in front, the rebound. The shot from Klein goes just wide. Now Blue with it. He leaves it in the corner for Klein, he's got space. Trying to find Bieberdorf in front, it's not there, he's going to go back to the point. Cross ice pass now, Heyman. His pass in the skates of Klein, who will swat it behind the net. 1:25 left in the game, 1:10 remaining on the power play. Kren will retreat. Fans on the pass, but the second try gets to Klein in the corner. He's pressured there by Green. Kren is helping Klein. They're double teaming Green right now, and finally NC State comes away with it. Heyman has it. He's going to skate it out. His pass finds the stick of Bieberdorf, who will leave it far sideboards for Blue. Blue bringing it back, circling behind the net. No pass there, so he's going to hold on. Decides to circle it back behind, finds Bieberdorf. Spins off one man in the corner now, back to the point for Bly. Under a minute to go, half a minute left on the power play. NC State trying to find the game-winning goal. Pinching his Bly, he keeps it in. He's got Engel. Cross-ice pass doesn't find Engel. NC State has to be careful when Gallantly comes out of the box. Wrist shot, stopped by the shin pad of Boudreau, and he's shaken up. 9 seconds left on the power play. That shot blocked by Keith. Cleared all the way out. That will kill the power play. 12 seconds left in the game. And NC State will have one last chance. Up into the skates of Blue. Brought back by Engel. He's knocked down. And the puck will skitter down into the corner. And we will play extra hockey.
There's no reason this game should be going to overtime. None at all. The only thing I can say is John Jackson deserves every accolade that he will receive. There's so many X's on my shot chart that I can't even begin to tell you how many shots NC State had that period. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he kept all but one out.
And I'll tell you, this has been a spectacular performance. Not sure if you can quite put it up there with Andre Van Rynboks, but it's certainly very close, if not right there. So 5 minutes up on the board of sudden death overtime. Now, one interesting question, Drew, it is not an ACCHL league game, so they're playing overtime. The question would be, after overtime, are they going to have a shootout?
For the sake of the rivalry, I would imagine so. I mean, State has had to go to shootouts in other non-conference games before. And honestly, that may be the safest and most humane way to decide this hockey game, considering the sheer amount of recklessness that has gone on. And this is now playing for pride for NC State. They understand that the first period performance, nearly being outshot, certainly being outchanced, that first period performance has set the tone for the rest of the hockey game. They want to eschew it all All that matters is getting the W at this point. You can bet every player wearing the black, red, and white is going to sell out in these last 5 minutes.
Well, we'll see. We're about ready to start overtime as Murbach will head back into the net. This is 4-on-4 hockey for 5 minutes. If there's a penalty, you go to 4-on-3.
And the other thing worth mentioning, Carolina is 0-1 in overtime this year. NC State is 1-1.
Sunda will take the face-off. He's flanked by Bly and Engel. The other defenseman is Wing out there. NC State bringing it back quickly. Into the zone, forced wide by Barron was Engel. Kept in, though, by Wing. He's just going to get it deep, swatted out by Gelletley, held by Wing, and he's going to throw it off the boards just to avoid giving it away. Engel knocks his man off the puck. Bly picks it up. He gets it to Sunda. Sunda will work his way around. Gelletley in front. Poked off the puck, and the net comes off moorings. And play will stop.
Right there was Garrett Sunda doing what he's been trying to do all game, and he's finally able to move in side to side, get a little bit of lateral movement, and nearly ended it right there.
Well, here's some good news. Danny Fredenberg back on the ice after he took that slash from Gelletley. Certainly, he's got to be in some kind of pain. That's going to leave a bruise. That's one of your unprotected areas.
But don't you want to see him be the guy to score the game winner?
It would
He's gone
certainly
through
be
so
justice.
much this game.
Face-off won by North Carolina as they try to get it out. Fredenberg knocks his man off the puck. That's Doolin trying to get in front. Can't do so. He's being hooked now, and he won't let him go. No penalty coming to Doolin, and he picks the puck up now, bringing it out. Bly knocks him off the puck as it rolls into the corner, now picked up by Bly. 4:10 left in the sudden death overtime period. Wing with it. Up the boards, off the stick of Fredenberg, not out though. Pinching is Bly, trying to get it out. Puck stays in the same place as two sticks cancel. Finally lofted out and brought back ahead by Fredenberg. He'll have Brandishev's shot goes just wide, thrown back in front, taken back by North Carolina, and they'll get it out. Another great chance for NC State, and they're just not connecting that last dot yet. 3:40 left in overtime as that's cleared out by Ariema. Glove down by Stryker, he'll bring it in onside. Stolen away by Gupta, he's got Ariema who brings it out. The referee has collided with Kristoff, and he is slow to get up.
I'm not sure what happened there. It was so far behind the play. Looks like he's going to be all right. It's just a stinger. Good to see him up.
And so play was stopped to allow him time to get up and recover. There'll be a face-off, it looks like, just outside of the North Carolina zone. Dan Blue will take the face-off for NC State. He is up against Nathan Haas. Haas wins the face-off back to Barron. Kristoff will pick the puck up in the corner, circling around behind the net. He's got Blue in front, no lane to get it to him. He gets it back to the point. Stryker's shot just wide. And NC State has been inches away now twice from winning this hockey game in overtime. Poked away by Haas. He's going to chase it down in the corner, shovel one on, and sticked away by Murbach. 2 minutes gone in the overtime period. NC State controlling it. Heyman will bring it out of the NC State zone. He has space and time, brings it ahead, shot, again just wide of the net. Kristoff picks it up in the corner, throws it across, in the other corner for Blue, back to the point, Kren. Lines up his shot, blocked in front, taken back out by Gupta. 2:36 left in the overtime period. And now NC State will turn it back around. Kren with it. Pestered there by Haas. He continues along, gets it into the zone. Finally, Haas able to poke it away, but Sunda's there to knock it deep. Picked up now by Keith behind the net. Looking for Haas, can't find him, the pass behind him. Picked up by Kren across to Bly, who will shovel it along looking for Engel, but it, again, just misses. Now picked up by Bly on the back check as he intercepts the pass from Green, and NC State will bring it back. Sunda with the chance here. Crossing, shooting, pad save made by Jackson. In the corner, they battle. Sunda gets it back to Bly. He's going to tee one up, slap shot, blocked and shaken up on the play is Alex Keith. He took that one in the ankle. Brought back up with speed now by Ariema. 1:40 left in the game. His shot padded away by Murbach. Gellertly has it at center ice. Looking for Green, misses him, but Green will take it off the boards. Pressured there by Bly. Into the corner, they battle. Bly is unable to come away with it. Back to the point, Gellertly selling out for the save to try and block the shot is Fredenberg, but the shot goes high. Pressure now for North Carolina. Puck behind the net. As they look to center, the puck is loose, and no one there to put it home for North Carolina. Bly trying to get it up and out, deflects off the stick of Barron. A good chance for Fredenberg, but he's stalled out by Gellertly. Turning it back now, gives it to Doolin. He's got Gupta with him. Attempted poke check from Banashevitz failed as we're under a minute left in overtime. Wrist shot blocked down by Murbach, and it'll be brought back out for NC State. Running out of time in the overtime period as NC State swats it deep. Banashevitz, he's hit from behind, and again no call. This referee has let this game get out of hand.
This is despicable.
25 seconds left. Picked off the pass by Blue. He'll bring it in. At the right circle, shot blocked by Barron. He swats it in front, no one there to collect it, and it will be turned back out by Gupta. Cross-ice pass. He finds Haas. Spinning with it, Haas. Centering pass, swatted away by Blyan out of the zone. 3, 2, 1. The horn sounds. Overtime is over, and there have been no goals. And everyone appears to be staying on the ice, so we will, Drew, see a shootout.
This is going to be interesting. And this is probably the last thing NC State wanted to have happen. North Carolina is practically limping to the finish line. And now they're going to put it in the hands of 3 players to try to win this hockey game.
NC State, I will say, has experience and has guys with this experience out there to take the shot. Alec Engel had the game-winning goal in the shootout against George Washington last year.
But Chris, the fact still stands. This game is incredibly out of hand. It should not be in a shootout right now. State did not do much on the power play. Probably could have easily had 2, 3, 4, 5 more power play opportunities. And it's come down to this. To me, this is a sad spectacle of hockey.
Especially for NC State. They have not scored on a power play, and that includes a 5-minute man advantage.
And 2 5-on-3s.
Exactly. We wait to see what the lineup will be for each team.
North Carolina has the option to shoot first or second.
And it looks like they're going to call, well, it does look like they're going to call this game. No shootout. I guess the team's decided no shootout. And so the game will end in a tie.
Well, you better believe both teams are going to have a huge chip on their shoulder going into what could be a semifinal matchup. State will have to defeat Navy. North Carolina will have to defeat Elon. Both of them are favored. So get the crackers out. It's going to be salty in Annapolis.
Well, that will do it for tonight's game. And Drew, I don't know how to sum it up. Just not a good game for NC State. A lot of missed chances.
A lot of missed chances, a lot of missed opportunities. I think you can say that the NC on the front of North Carolina sweater stands for no class, though. These are so many hockey players that I have played with, that I have known to have a lot of hockey skill, and they have reverted to very barbaric and, quite frankly, unsportsmanlike tactics. This is a shame. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth, as I'm sure it does in anybody's mouth who is a true hockey fan, regardless of what allegiance you have. This has just been a spectacle that I would look to forget personally, having had a career in hockey myself, and this is one that neither team should be proud to say they participated in.
Yes, and we'll get a chance to talk to Coach and a couple of the players after the game to see their thoughts, but certainly a tough one tonight. We'll be right back with our post-game report. The final score, a 2-2 tie after a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime period here in Hillsborough, North Carolina. For Drew Blevins, I'm Chris Lehman. Thanks for watching tonight's game. You've been watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack.
2-2 tie here from the Orange County Sportsplex, NC State, North Carolina. We have the Wolfpack's player of the game, goaltender Eric Murbach. Eric, it's a big game for you, playing against your former team, playing a very hard-fought hockey game. What are the emotions like going through your mind?
Well, when you start playing in a team you used to play for, your heart's pounding. You want to play the best you can because not only do you want to show the team that you're on, what you can do for them and what you're willing to do for them, you want to just play well for your old team so they miss you, you know?
Without a doubt. Now, it goes without saying, John Jackson on the other end plays an outstanding hockey game for the University of North Carolina. Can you give us a little glimpse into the mind of a goaltender, what it's like to be playing against a guy who's 200 feet away from you when he's playing so well?
Well, you're really not worried about the other guy, honestly. You see what's happening, you see him making the big saves, and you just sit there and say, okay, when it's my turn, I got to make the big saves. And so you really focus on yourself, and at that point, it just comes down to you, not the other guy. You don't let it bother you.
A whole lot of extracurriculars go on throughout the entirety of this hockey game, slashing, hooking, hits after the whistle. How are you able to keep composed in the net down at your end?
That's just something you work on day in and day out. A lot of people don't know is, although hockey is a very physical sport, and it's just goaltending is a very mental sport. About 90% of it's all mental, and you have to keep your calm. If you have the highs and lows like the other players, you're not going to make it. You need to keep an even keel the entire time, and when you're off the ice or on the ice, it's all about focus.
Final question. There is a real opportunity that you may have to face these guys again come ACCHL semifinal time if you were both able to win your opening matchups. What's the atmosphere going to be like if you have to face the dreaded North Carolina Tar Heels again?
It's going to be electric, but I can promise you that we're going to come out harder than we did before. I know tonight was a big night for them. It was senior night, and obviously playing against me for the first time. But I believe having this game under our belt, knowing what we need to do to go into the playoffs, we're going to show everyone why we're the #1 team.
Certainly, it's a very difficult tie for NC State, but it is not a loss to the rival North Carolina Tar Heels. He's the player of the game, Eric Murbach. We'll be back with the man behind the mustache, head coach Mike Gazzillo. You're watching the NC State Hockey Postgame Show on Wolfpack Sports Television. Here with North Carolina State's men's ice hockey coach, Mike Gazzillo. Coach, it's a tough tie. It's a game you would have liked to have won. Just off the bat, what are your emotions after this one?
Well, I mean, you know, it's always a hard game when you play them, and then you come up here. The ice is in terrible shape. I mean, but both teams have to play on it. You know, we got a lot of guys down, you know, with injuries. I really only had one line that was intact from the, you know, all season. You know, we get Mackey converted to play defense. Reed's converted back to play defense. You know, with what we had, I thought we did okay. I mean, we got better as the game went on, which is always good to see. You know, we're making adjustments and in the locker room, and the guys are going out and doing it. So, you know, all things considered, I'm not happy, but, you know, it's not the end of the world.
How much did it hurt your team to have so many power play opportunities, 2 5-on-3s, a 5-minute major, all in regulation, and still not be able to convert?
Yeah, I mean, we hit him 100 times right in the chest, you know, and make the guy look good. Anybody can be in the net, you know. We're just, you know what it is? You're going, and then the frustration sets in. And then when you start frustrating, you're not making the best decisions, and you're just trying to get the puck to the net, and you're shooting, and you don't realize, you know, you have maybe an open guy there, or you have a better, you know, a better shot than what you took. You know, it's just, you got to be a little more composed. You know, we'll talk about that in practice this week going into next weekend.
There was a whole lot of inconsistent officiating throughout the entirety of this hockey game, and that goes from stuff that was called after the whistle to stuff that was called during the play. How did that affect the flow or lack thereof?
You know, it's hard to stand here and start criticizing the officials, right? You know, I mean, they really don't want me doing that. But there was some, let's see, how can I put this? There was some calls that I didn't really completely understand either way. You know, sometimes if things aren't called, guys get a feeling they get away with a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, you know, calls are being made, and, you know, guys aren't getting away with anything anymore. And I don't know. I mean, you can't have two enemies out there, right? You can't play against the ref and against the other team. So you got to play against the other team and let the chips fall where they may with the officiating.
But inconsistency is something that happens really in any hockey game. So how much of this can be attributed to playing against a self-proclaimed class of university who comes out, plays not only between the whistles but after the play, not afraid to give cheap shots, and that goes from the leading scorer to the guy who's only played one game throughout the entirety of this year. What does this say about the program in Chapel Hill?
Well, let me just say this. Jeff's first year, I think he's done a real good job with the guys. He's trying to make some changes, but changes don't come overnight. And there are guys that are leaving. And when some of the guys leave and he has a little bit more time with the newer guys, it got better than it was last year. I mean, if you remember the last time we played them last year, two games, they had the same two guys thrown out each game. You're not really getting that now. I mean, the hothead's probably be gone. And he'll have a little bit more control over things. I think he's done a very good job so far, and I think he's going to do a better job next year.
Coach, final question. As we talked to Eric Murbach about, there's a real chance you may have to see this team again in Annapolis, Maryland, for a chance to go back and try to make it back to the championship game, the ultimate goal of winning the ACCHL Admirals Cup. What would that atmosphere be like, and what would the attitude be before playing the Tar Heels for the third time?
Well, going into that tournament, I don't really want to look at one particular team. I mean, we're playing Navy Friday night. If we don't get past them, then we don't have to worry about it, So the attitude going into the tournament is everybody realizes, at first night it's one and done. And after that, if you want to play for gold, you got to win your next game. So I don't think it matters who the opponent is because we know what the end result is. And that's what we're really more concerned about, the end result as opposed to who we're playing. But, I mean, yeah, the fact that you got Carolina could be that team, I think it'll make it for us a lot more important beating them and then going on. I would assume that they would probably feel the same way. So it'll be the team that plays the best that night.
The last time NC State dropped a game to North Carolina, Mike Gazzillo was on the bench for the Tar Heels, and that was also in the playoffs. Huge games coming up for NC State. They wrap up the regular season against Elon and then head off to Maryland. He's the man behind the mustache, head coach Mike Gazzillo. As always, thanks for your time, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
That'll wrap up our coverage here from Hillsboro. We hope to see you back again tomorrow night as the Pack wraps up the regular season against the Elon Phoenix. Until then, the final score, the North Carolina State Wolfpack 2, the North Carolina Tar Heels 2. Thank you for watching NC State Ice Hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the Pack.